Babo. Mag-start na ako mag-stream. Wag na. Sige lang, okay lang, mabilis naman. Babo. Mag-start na ako mag-stream. Wag na. Naririnig ka. Rio, naririnig ka. Naririnig ka? To watching, oh. Rio, naririnig ka? Rio, naririnig ka? Naririnig ka? To watching. Naririnig ka? To watching.
Dieting bad. Radiant team.
Let's start our stream. Patayin ko muna to, ha. Bago. Usap na lang tayo sa YouTube. Okay.
Seconds remaining.
Let's start.
5 seconds remaining.
Patayin ko muna to, ha. Bago. Usap na lang tayo sa YouTube. Okay. Okay. So, Task and Grimstroke para dito sa NIGMA.
10 seconds remaining.
And Snapfire and Slardar para dito sa Team
5
Liquid.
seconds remaining. Radiant team bad.
Okay. So, Task and
Dieting bad.
para dito sa NIGMA. And Snapfire and Slardar para dito sa Team Liquid. Okay.
Seconds remaining.
Ban si Phoenix. So by the way guys, ILTW bagong carry ng NIGMA yan. So nawala na si Wiha. So si Miracle back to mid na siya. Then dito naman sa lineup ng Liquid, ganun pa rin. Ban si Phoenix. by the way.
Fire team banned.
Dito naman sa lineup ng Liquid, ganun pa rin. Okay, Broodmother, ban ng NIGMA. Dito naman sa Team Liquid, ban yung Sand King. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Puyat mode.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, Broodmother, ban ng NIGMA. Dito naman sa Team Liquid, ban yung Sand King. Siguro, pwedeng iban ng ano dito yung DK. Nagdi-DK to si Koiva eh. Or
10 seconds remaining.
yung position, ano kaya ang position na to yung Snapfire? Siguro pwedeng iban ng ano dito yung DK. Nagdi-DK to si Koiva eh. Or yung position, ano kaya ang position nito yung Snapfire? Makikita natin sa third pick nila yung mga position, tignan natin. So hindi pa ako gaanong marunong mag-analyze ng mga pickings guys eh. Sorry about that guys. So alam ko itong Task and Grimstroke position 4 and 5. Position 4 si Task, position makikita natin sa third 5 to si Grimstroke. Tignan natin. So hindi pa ako gaanong marunong mag-analyze ng mga pickings guys. Sorry about that.
Radiant team picked Dire
O
team.
PL
Luna.
So alam ko itong Task and Grimstroke position 4 and 5. Position 4 si Task,
Luna pick.
so 5 sa pub, si Luna ginagawang position 3 eh. Magical damage, Aganims, and Kaya.
10 seconds remaining.
So makikita kaya natin dito ang Luna ni Mind Control
5 seconds
o
remaining.
ibibigay natin to kay ILTW as safe lane, carry position 1 Luna. Okay.
Dire team picked.
Okay, carry na to, carry na. So, makikita kaya natin dito ang Luna ni Mind Control. Kaya na, kaya to. Position 1 na talaga tong Luna. So, position 3 Darkseer Mind Control,
Seconds remaining.
Wombo Combo. So, dito naman sa Liquid, Slardar position 3 ni Baxi. So, position 1 na talaga tong Luna. So, position 3 Darkseer Mind Control, Wombo Combo. So, dito naman sa Liquid, Slardar position 5 Warlock. Pwedeng mag position 4 tong Snapfire.
Dire team banned.
So, Faceless Void. So, position 4 Snapfire, position 3 Slardar, position 5 Warlock, and position 1 yung Faceless Void. So, dalawang mid na lang hinahanap natin. Mid ng NIGMA at mid ng Liquid. So, position 4 Snapfire, position 3 Slardar, position 5 Warlock, and position 1 yung Faceless Void. So, dalawang mid na lang hinahanap
Radiant
natin.
team banned.
Mid ng NIGMA at mid ng Ember ban. Ano ba ang magandang pang
Dire team banned.
malakas din sa AOE itong Team Liquid AOE. Meron silang Golem, meron silang Chronosphere. Tapos meron silang Mortimer Kisses. So maganda yung combo ng Team Liquid. Pero tignan natin kung sinong ipapares ni Koro dito kay Darkseer.
Remaining.
So, naban na yung Sun King kasi ginamit ng Nigma yan nung game nila ng Secret. Ginamit nila yung mid Sun King, binigay kay Miracle. So, fourth ban ng Team Liquid. Siguro ay medyo tanky hero ni Miracle. Siguro iban ng ano dito DK ng Nigma.
10 seconds remaining.
Tanky hero ni Miracle. Sa tingin ko lang ha, dapat may ban dito si DK. Siguro iban ng ano dito DK ng Nigma. Sa tingin ko lang ha,
Dire team pick.
may ban dito si DK. Hindi na sila mag Viper ang ban, Viper. So what would be the last pick of Team Liquid?
Seconds remaining.
What will be ano ba ang kanilang mid hero dito? Sa tingin ko pwedeng Viper ang ban, Viper. Tingin ko pwedeng ano dito? What would be the last pick of Team Liquid? What will be ano ba ang kanilang mid hero dito? So tingin ko pwedeng pwedeng ano dito?
Radiant team pick.
Tiny. So Tiny mid ni Koiba. Okay. Position 4 na ngayon Snapfire, position 3 na yung Slardar dyan, Warlock, position 5 yan, and 1 and 2 naman tong Faceless Void tsaka Tiny. So sa side naman ng Enigma, position 4 yung Task, position 5 yung Grimstroke, position 1 yung Luna, then Darkseer, position 3 yan, then hinihintay na lang natin ang hero ni Miracle. Warlock, position 5 yan. So Ember ban, Storm, Pugna.
Choose your hero.
Hindi pwedeng Storm dito. Pugna. So pwede. So tignan natin. Okay, let's start our game. Okay. So ako guys, dito ako sa side ng Nigma. Maganda yung pick ni Miracle na Pugna. So against sa mga physical damage, Slardar, Void, tsaka Tiny. So, very useful yung Decrepify. Decrepify? Okay. Dito ako sa side ng Nigma. Task GH, Grimstroke Kuroki, Luna ILTW, Darkseer Mind Control, and Miracle Pugna. Dito naman sa side ng Liquid, Snapfire Taiga, Slardar Baxi, Warlock Insania, Faceless Void Mickey, and Tiny Koiba. So, sino ang sa tingin nyo mananalo? Task GH, Grimstroke Kuroki, Luna ILTW, Darkseer Mind Control, and Miracle Pugna. Dito naman sa side ng Okay, let's start our game 1 between Team Nigma versus Team Liquid. Sino ang sa tingin nyo mananalo? Okay. So, guys, dito natin malalaman ang pagbabalik ng Nigma. Kung totoo ba o fake. So, tignan natin yung camera. Mag-free camera muna tayo. Dito natin malalaman ang pagbabalik ng taas ng aking... So, tignan natin yung camera. May free camera na tayo.
Interesting.
You lose space. You just did that. 30 seconds to battle!
Taas ng aking... Miracle Pugna. Okay. So wala mo ng item or set yung mind control ah. Gusto niya yung default na Dark Seer.
This be a bad hit!
Okay.
Really? You
Okay.
just did that.
So wala mo ng item or set yung mind control ah. Gusto niya yung default na Dark Seer. So bumet na kayo guys, gg.bet. Okay, let's start our game 1. So, mid lane matchup natin between Koiva versus Miracle, Pugna versus Tiny. Okay, parehas na silang 2-0. Last hit.
You won't
Okay, let's start our game 1. Suntok-suntokin. Ang sakit dito ni mind control no. Pero may sustain si Mike dito. Yung heal ni last word ni Insane niya. So makakasustain siya dito. Hindi siya bibili-bili ng consumables. Pero may sustain si Mike dito. Parehas ang lasitan ni Miracle tsaka ni Koiva. Match na match sa mid ah. Hindi siya bibili-bili ng consumables. Ayan po guys. Tamang normal lang muna. Tamang normal. Oh, namamaga dito si ILTW. Ayan po guys. Tamang normal lang muna. Tamang normal.
I know carp like your hormones. Do you have a favorite snack?
Namamaga dito si ILTW. Oh, okay. Medyo naglalag yata yung internet ko. Mabagal kasi yung internet. Oh, okay.
Got it.
Ang galing ni Koiva dito. Lumamang si Miracle lang isang creeps. Mabagal kasi yung internet.
Radiant's courier has been stolen.
Oh, first blood to. Okay, very well played. Sabay na agaw pa nila yung bounty rune. So guys, every 3 minutes lang bounty rune natin ngayon sa bagong update ng Dota. Okay, next skill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, very well played.
Radiant's top tower is under
Ayan.
attack.
Bounty rune. So guys, every 3 minutes lang bounty rune natin sa bagong update
Okay.
ng Dota. Mag-ingat dito si Kuroki. Ang sakit ni Snapfire.
Came a long way.
Ayan. So, Ang layo ng ah, ng creeps dito ni ano ILTW. 16 lang yung last hit niya. Uy, very well played. Galing naman nung galaw na yun. Talagang pinag-isipan ni Mind Control Okay, another kill to Enigma. Sinuntok-suntok ni Darkseer. Okay. Pero guys, kung papansinin nyo, yung mga core ng liquid ang nangunguna sa last hit natin. Last hit. Sinuntok-suntok ni Darkseer. Oh, ingat dito si... patay ito. Pero guys, kung papansinin... Hindi. Pagaling. Ang liquid ang nangunguna sa last hit natin. Ay, sorry. Oh, ingat dito si... patay ito. Oops, sorry guys. Sorry. My bad. My bad. So, shout out sa tatlong nanonood. Tatlo. Guys, nasisimula pa tayo mag-stream Kaka-start ko lang. Actually, first time ko to mag-stream, guys. Sorry. My bad. Okay. Iba-vacuum niya yan. Dito sa clip. Hindi. So, shout out sa tatlong nanonood. Tatlo. Guys,
Radiant forts have been fortified. Fire's fortified, I see.
So yung network ni ILTW, grabe ang baba kumpara sa core sa mga core hero natin dito. Okay, very well played. Patay ito. Nice. Coming from the rotation coming from GH. Yung network ni ILTW, grabe ang baba kumpara sa core ng mga core hero natin dito. Okay, very well. Patay ito. Nice. The rotation coming from GH. No.
My Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating.
Sa mid match na match talaga. Pero nakaisa dito si Miracle So ang score po natin is 5-2 in favor of Team NIGMA. And lamang din po ang Team NIGMA in terms of gold ng less than 1k. Pero nakaisa dito si Miracle So ang score po natin is 5-2 in favor of Team NIGMA. And lamang din po ang Team NIGMA in terms of gold.
Dire's
Less
middle
than
tower
1k.
is under attack.
Ba't kaya Luna pick, no? Space created lang to, si Mind Control. Grabe. Space created lang to. Space created. Oh, nice dodge. Wow. Okay, double kill. Insane niya. Warlock, double kill para sa Warlock. Okay, hindi pa sila tapos dito. Pwede pa nilang tower dive to si Kuroki. Okay, patay. Atay. Oh, namatay si Miracle sa mid. Ah, ginamitan ng chrono. Okay, lumamang na ang liquid sa kills. 6-5. Pero yung gold natin guys, lamang pa rin ang Nigma.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Okay, lumamang na ang liquid sa kills. 6-5. Pero yung gold natin guys, lamang pa rin ang so ang top network natin, net worth ay si Faceless Void with 4,400 gold. So ibibigay na siguro to ng liquid.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So ang top network natin, net worth ay si Faceless Void with 4,400
Radiant's
gold.
bottom tower is under attack.
Siguro to ng liquid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, nakadagger na to si Tiny. Smoke na sila dito ngayon. Oh, makikita na si Miracle. Patay, Miracle.
Some should do. This was not
Oy,
one of
careful dito si Mind Control. Walang chrono to ah. Patay din si Mind Control dito. Okay. Isa-isa pumapasok ang Nigma dito ah. Ito na yung backup. So kailangan mo na mag-farm nito ni Luna. Okay, mahabol na siya sa network. Pumapangalawa na siya. Nang dahil dito sa ancient stock. Isa-isa pumapasok ang Nigma dito ah. Okay, item check tayo. Dragon Lance dito sa ating Luna. Dito naman ay Maelstrom. Si Miracle, ano ng item ni Miracle? Either lens. Going to tayo ito. Ano tong item na to? Okay, nag-smoke dito. Mahanap kaya nila to si Mickey. Si Mickey, nagfa-farm. Okay. Ayan. Mabuburst nila. Okay. Very well played. So, big kill yun para sa Nigma. So, nahanap nila tong Faceless Void. Okay, nag-smoke dito. Mahanap kaya nila to si Mickey. Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay.
Radiant's been fortificated. Don't waste your time.
Okay. Very well played.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Para sa Nigma. Nahanap nila tong Faceless Void.
Boy, Radiant's bottom tower is fallen.
Okay. May dagger na ba si Baxi? Meron na rin. Meron na siyang dagger. So, mag-i-smoke na to. Ayan, bumili na ng smoke. So, dahil naka-dagger na to si Slardar.
Dire's top tower is under
So,
attack.
surprise motherfucker yan. So, okay, mafa-find. GH, pumutok na yung smoke. Uy, nice one. Okay, back. Get back. Sige, ano niya na. Alay niya na yun sa GH. Back na. Nice one. Okay, space lang dito kay kay LTW. Kanina siya ang pinakamababa sa core, but ngayon siya na yung nasa top net worth natin. Back na. Okay, space lang dito kay Nice one. Oh, well played. Ayan po. Uy, fuck. Wala na akong masabi. Miracle Pulado. Yun, humigop ng buhay. Napuno ulit ang buhay. Okay. 3-0. Ang palitan natin doon. Tatlo ang napitas nila. Tatlo ang napatay nila ng NIGMA. Wala naman namatay sa kanila. So, Rectaroshan to. Nice one. So, hindi nag-online si Tiny, no? Kahit naka-dagger siya, hindi siya nakakapitas ng gaano. So, hihintayin niya pong maka-echo saber bago siya makapitas ng support. Pwede silang papalag dito. May, patay si GH. Ba na. Sugod sila dito. Alam nilang pulado eh. Alam nilang nag-rush eh. So, good trade lang. Nakuha nila yung Aegis dito sa nice one. Ang smooth lang nung galaw, no? Patay si Miracle. Nalapitan siya. Oh, Chrono. So, eto na. Buhay na si Miano. Nice one, Eclipse. Uy, very well played. So, lamang ang trade dito sa NIGMA, ha? Oy, item check tayo. Ito, naka-Basilius, si Grimstroke, si Kuroki, tsaka Tranquil Boots. Ito naman. Hood of Defiance going to... Ano ba to? Lotus Orb. Nice one, Eclipse. Uy, very well played. Tas. Si Miracle dito, Octarine Core, yan, Octarine Core. Octarine Core ang binubuo ni ano dito, ni Miracle. So, ganyan na ang pug na eh. Pug na meta ngayon. Dito naman sa side ng Liquid, Hood of Veil of Discord kay Warlock, Dagger dito sa ating Tiny, Maelstrom dito tsaka Sange dito sa Faceless Void kay Slardar, Dagger, at dito kay Snapfire. So, meron siyang Solar Crest. Ang yaman nito ni Snapfire, ah. Hindi. Mahirap pala siya. Sorry. Lapag pala siya sa net worth. So, sa support guys, si GH ang lumalamang. Si GH ang nangunguna. Sa core naman, nangunguna, top of net worth, Luna, si ILTW. Okay? 13-12 ang score po natin. Lamang po ang Team NIGMA. Sa gold naman po, lamang ang ating Team NIGMA pa rin ng 3K. Ng 3,000. Huli na yan. Huli na yan. Nice one. Easy pick up lang eh, no? Galing. Pwede na lang kunin tong tier 2, ha? May ages sila. Saglit lang yan. Nag-45. Pagkabasak nyan, kuha itong post. Huli na yan. Huli na yan. Easy pick up lang eh, no? Pwede na lang kunin tong post. Kaso lang merong ano, Faceless Void. Meron siyang Chrono Spear. Pwede na lang kunin tong tier 2, ha? May ages sila. Ito na, naka-Octarine Core na si Miracle. So, ang dagdag nito is cast range na po for health mana. Plus 3 niya na yan. Okay. Okay, uy. Disconnection. Disconnected. Walang internet. Nawala ng internet. Charot. Meron siyang Chronos Blue. Ito na, naka-octarine core na si Miracle. So, ang dagdag nito is cast range na po for health mana. Okay. F9. Power of F9. Kapag nasa bracket kayo ng Archon, guys, sa bracket namin, yan, pag may na-disconnect, automatic F9 yan. Ganyan talaga ka-cancer. Kasi syempre nga naman, advantage mo na yon, di ba? Pagkakataon mo nang maka plus 30 yun pag solo MMR. Wag mo na, seize the moment, ika nga. Uy, galing na mag-vacuum nun, TI winner. May ages pa sila, ah. May ages pa tong NIGMA. So siguro ang dapat yung gawin ng NIGMA dito eh, farmin na lang muna yung mga kasi syempre nga naman advantage mo. Pagkakataon mo na maka-block. Tingnan nyo, to Dragon's Day. Huwag muna, seize the moment ka nga. Ayun yung implo. Damage. Galing na mag-vacuum nun, TI winner. Ages pa sila, ah. Ages pa itong nakakabwisit si GH, ano? Gawin ng NIGMA dito eh, farming na lang muna yung mga okay, cameraman dito. No, nawala na ages. So, 3 minutes na lang, guys. Pan mabubuhay ulit si Roshan. 3 minutes. So, nakadagan na si GH. May dagan na siya. Tsaka meron siyang medallion. Going to Solar Crest. So, pang buff dito sa Luna. Kailangan nilang i-pull buff to. Oh. Alam nila yun, no, na may tao. So, paano yung mga katangayang ganun? Yan, kinuha na nila tong post. So, nakadagan na si GH. May dagan na siya, tsaka meron siyang medallion. Smoke. Di sila dito. Smoke tong, alam nilang wala ng aegis eh. Yan, magkakaroon ng gera dito. Gera. Ayan na, nakita si Luna Mundo. Luna, oy, kinarono ka, boy. Wala na. Mamamatay ka. Mamamatay ang naglason. Miracle, heal mo si ILTW. Wow. GG. Patay. 4-0. GG. Gera. Ayan na, nakita si Luna Mundo. Luna, oy, kinarono ka, boy. Wala na. Mamamatay ka. Mamamatay ang naglason. Miracle, heal mo si ILTW. Wow. Okay. So 1k na lang yung gold lead nila. Ayan, alam nilang walang chrono. So magsisiege sila dyan. Patayin mo na yan. Libre na yan. Very well played. Napakasimple lang ng ano, no? Napakasimple lang ng galaw. Alam nilang walang chrono. Magsisiege sila dyan. Patayin mo na yan. Libre na yan. So magbibigay B na to. Patay itong Slardog. Bigyan to 20 pag nabuhay. Oh, kaso lang wala siyang 20. Hindi siya nabuhay eh. So, ang score po natin is all 16, tie 16. Sweet 16. Oh, na-scan yan. Scanin mo, boy. Makikita mo yan. Yun o. Uy! Sinuntok. Patay na to, boy. Ay, may haste. Ay, kaso lang nandito yung mga katropahan. Uy, na. Pakagaling naman nun.
Scan yan. Scanin mo boy. Scanin mo boy. Makikita mo yan. Yun oh. Uy! Sinuntok. Patay na ba boy? Ah, may
Kung walang haze yun, patay yun. Ito BKB na. Tapos alam nilang walang chrono eh. 19 seconds pa yung chrono.
Pakagaling naman.
Uy, patay. Nice one. Sabog ang bunbunan mo.
Kung walang isip, patay yun.
Ito BKB na. Tapos alam nilang walang chrono eh. 19 seconds pa yung chrono. Item check tayo, item check. Manta.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Status resistance. Self. Grabe naman yun. Ang dami na last word na heal. So, ito 400 AOE. Yung aga ni Shag. Anong item ni Mirael? So, balik sa 4K po ang ating gold lead Ang score naman natin is 17-16 in favor of Team NIGMA. So, dito tayo sa network. Yan. Okay. Smoke na naman sila dito. Meron silang chrono, meron silang ulti lahat. So, careful, extra careful to si... Nakakaramdam sila eh, no? Grabe naman tong mga professional player na to. Sana all. Yan, kunin nyo yung high ground, kunin nyo yung high ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Ayan na, ayan na. Ayan na. Gangbang to, gera to, gera to, gera. Uy, na-silence. Patay si Miracle dito. Ay, si Miracle, si Mind Control. Instant buyback. May chrono pa siya dito Patay. Logi sila dun logi. Wala si ILTW dun Ang layo niya.
Instant buyback. May chrono pa siya dito
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a prank lang. It's a prank. Walang nagro-rush. Kompleto pa yung ulti niyan dito ng ng liquid. Lakas din ng liquid no?
It's a prank lang. It's a prank. Walang nag-rush.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maingay daw ako. Ang hina na nga ng boses ko. Uy, grabe. Wala silang napatay dito. Yun Si Miracle nasa gitna humihigop ng buhay. Puta GG. Lang best. Patayan naglason. Grabe. Outplay ang NIGMA. Instant rush pa.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing. Radiant's
Galing ni
middle
Boxy.
tower ain't radiant no more. All that's for that, you know what I mean?
It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Seriously. So, kailangan nila ng miracle para kumambak. Oh, may aganing third na.
It's a disaster. It's a
Okay, may tier 3 items na. Dapat kuha mo na sila ng tier 3 bago sila gagawa. Gano'n nga item ng need, ano? Kulit eh, no? May time box. Stay there. Time walk, time dilation. Reverse time
Dire's
walk.
bottom tower is under attack.
Ceremonial robe. Kailangan nila yung ceremonial robe, ah. Para dito kay Miracle, masakit yung pampababa ng magic resistance yun eh. Tsaka status resistance. Kanina, sino may hawak?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Spider leg.
Boy, Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Aghanim na si Tiny.
Dire's
Ano
bottom
bang
tower
aghanim si
is
Tiny?
under attack.
Tree Valley.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Bubuisit na
attack.
si Miracle dito.
Boy, Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating.
Here has clean water.
Shout out sa dalawang nanonood, guys. Very well played kayo. Next ka. Naglason. Kuroki. Naglason siya eh. Ay, butterfly na.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Uy, grabe naman yun. GG. GG. Bye back. GG na to. Galing ng liquid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Galing ng transition nila, no? Galing ano niya, no? Galing pumesto niya, no? Diba kasi? Laging on click yung ano niya? Yung crash niya.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's been fortificated. Don't waste your time. Oh, look, Dire's fortified, I see. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Itong dalawang team na to, guys, match lang to. Butterfly. Ano na lang para papalag-palag. Kasi walang laban si Luna dito ay Boyd eh. Alam nilang walang corona eh. Galing yun, bumalik lahat, no? Sa base.
You just did that.
Terrorist lang. Ito yung tinatawag na ano. Kailangan C-flat.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, ang score po natin ay 27-17 in favor of Team Liquid. Sa gold lead naman po, lamang din ang Team Liquid ng 11,000. Sa patay. Ano si Luna yung lambot? Chrono Boy. Uy, napakagandang crush. Sige, palag mo. Wala, sinakbuhan yung Luna lang. Napaligiran siya ng mga ano. Macho man. Wala na. GG na. Walang laban yung Luna talaga dito sa board. Ganda sana ng pugnapit. Pero walang laban dito sa board. Kung safe lane.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. All right. Sparring
Umay.
is done. We fight.
Talo NIGMA.
Take no joy in seeing this.
Froze. Ano yun? Nag-froze. Sobrang lamig kasi sa kanila. Service yun. Trash talk lang yun eh.
They rise.
GG na yun. GG na. Call na nila. Wala talagang gagawin Luna dito. Dunapit.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. They was brave barracks as far as barracks go, but it went Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lipat na lang natin sa ano.
Radiant's
Commentator.
top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
School of me. Thank you.
Naka-MKB na. Isang corona niya na lang tong ano eh. Makorona niya lang tong Luna. Talo na agad sa class. Isang corona niya na lang tong ano. Makorona niya lang tong Luna.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is crumbled to the dust from which Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ang kulit yun eh. May time walk balik. Ay, balik mo yung kulit yung time walk.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ano kayo ito nun? Yung second school doon.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
4 seconds. Uy, sakit. GG na to. GG. Ay, ganun ang chrome. GG guys. So, talo ang Nigma. Panalo ang Team Liquid. GG guys. So, talo ang Nigma. So, 1-0 tayo. Panalo ang Team Liquid.
Been the first person to be gone on in a team fight like that doesn't feel quite right, right?
Yeah, you know, these type of like push traps with like Pugna, Luna, Darkseer, like if you get your footing and you get a big advantage, you can be able to fight later on, right? But I feel like there's a draft where it's like these minimal mistakes you can't have happen. Like if you do 2 mistakes with this type of draft versus a team like Liquid that's drafting for this big team fight, big late game, you're gonna lose. You have to play a pretty pristine game when you're going for these like big pushes and big group ups.
Well, again, the last time these two matched up against each other, Liquid did take game 1, and it still went the full best of 3. We'll have to see if our panel agrees if that's actually going to happen. Head back over to them.
I hope that's what's gonna happen because I do like seeing these two teams go head to head. But let's say one game at a time. First game taken by Team Liquid, and we're gonna break it down and prepare for game number 2 after the break.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Gago.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
So, ang next natin is Team Unknown versus Team Predator. Thunder Predator. Sa South America. Saan dito yun? Unknown team. Ayun, unknown. 01. Yan ang balaro ng TNC. O yun yan. Zero one pa lang ano? Anong tumalo dito sa liquid?
Game one of this best of three goes the way of Team Liquid, and here you see what they were planning all the time. As the Chronosphere, the Mortimer's Kisses, and also, of course, the Warlord adding his damage to the fights. It was great potential. Not always were they able to find it, though, but it didn't matter too much. They were still able to edge ahead, and as we mentioned before the game, oh, look at that, though, those Fatal Bonds. What's in the name? Of course, but this time the game was kind of already decided. But yeah, the fight that they did win, the Slardar just allows you to go straight into Roche when you win that, and you can get the momentum going. And yeah, Team Liquid, they take the first game. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going and also take game two, or perhaps Team NIGMA will strike back and force out that third game. I'm here with Kyle and Tigov, and it was a fun game though.
Yeah, I think Liquid played their draft really well. I think the doubts of the cooldowns were soon extinguished when they were the ones picking the fights, getting the pickoffs, and then when that ball rolling and you can test that first Roshan, you don't really care because you're able to just play completely against the idea of NIGMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'd shout out Insania specifically. A Warlock seems like a simple hero to play, but he was staggering his ultimates. Like, you were thinking a couple times, like, does he even have it off cooldown? And there it is. Typically, right as either Mickey or Miracle, or sorry, ILTW or Miracle were finding space away from Mickey, he would drop the rock on top. The Fatal Bonds were always perfect. You hit 4 heroes to Fatal Bonds, like, that's it, game over. And it really just feels like NIGMA didn't play the draft the way it had to be played for them to win. You cannot fight into BKBs on Slardar Tiny later in the game. You just take too much damage. You're playing into Chrono. The team fight's always going to be there for Liquid.
We wanted them to play faster than this,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and they did not. There were also a lot of good executed team fights on the side of Team Liquid, and Purge is going to talk a little more about that one.
Shaver, yeah, the initiations from Liquid were great throughout the game. Here's their 13-minute timing where they had a lot of blink daggers ready to go. They went for some kills in this case, only grabbing GH, so not looking quite as good as they wanted. They immediately moved across the map to go engage NIGMA, but NIGMA's anticipating this, puts the ward down, puts another ward down, basically tries to get them to fish into a bad team fight, and they use this to grab a Bright Faces Void Kill. Very smart of Mickey, by the way, to pick up a casual cloak. This is a great item that is going to give you a lot of survivability against this Pugna plus Grimstroke combo. And while this team fight didn't go great for Liquid, we'll skip over it. The next couple ones weren't quite the same. They end up taking Aegis as a result of this. Liquid jumps in, gets some cleanup kills as they retreat. And yeah, the next fight didn't go that great either. They forced engagement here with Warlock dying, and then they Chronosphere here, not quite killing ILTW. But importantly, what happened was it's just really straightforward for Liquid to execute these team fights. They had tons of initiation options. This fight was a little bit rough because they didn't have BKBs yet, but for almost every other engagement in the game, that wasn't the same worry. And NIGMA did do something kind of cool with the max out aura, because it combos well with Tusk and gives them, look at all this massive night vision that they have when they do pressure towers. But they weren't able to get this tower, and every other team fight for the rest of the game just felt a little bit rougher for them. Here's the really big chrono kill that we saw at the 21-minute mark. Instant ulti from Snapfire that does get interrupted by GH on the backline, but with the Golem follow-up and the Fatal Bonds, they basically just get to clean up the whole team, because it's difficult for NIGMA to frontline with the heroes they have. Mind Control, especially with Hood, he's survival against the magic nukes, he gets the Lotus Orb, but he's still super vulnerable to all this minus magic armor, and this just or all this physical damage and minus armor, which has made it really difficult for NIGMA to take fights. So Liquid, great draft, excellent execution, they never took their foot off the pedal, and they kept winning team fights against Team NIGMA.
They kept winning team fights, and they won the game. It's that simple. What
just
point?
drives me nuts because this is like the tale of last season. They had this great Darkseer lineup last week. This week, I'm like, okay, where's the Vac stun combination? There's nothing for MC to play with. He can't play with any of his cores. There's no stun for the Vac.
So
They're not pushing the tempo or the pace of the game.
It's our fault they lost. It simply is because
That's it.
we interviewed Kuroki. Kuroki
Yeah.
said we want to play fast.
Yeah.
Liquid,
That's granted.
they draft anti-fast heroes and they win. So I think our interview is the reason why Liquid won game 1. Simple as that.
Okay, well, let's see if Team NIGMA can take matters into their own hands and force out a game 3. That's what they'll need to do if they want to win the series. We're going to find out. We're going to have a short break, but when we're back, it is drafting time for Team NIGMA and Team Liquid.
Radiant team banned. Dire team banned. Radiant team banned. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remain. Dire team banned. Radiant team picked.
think after that loss to Alliance, they recognize this is business now.
It's
This
a
is
best of
business
3
time.
car, yeah.
They don't have the points to qualify them. They need to go to the major.
Yeah.
And they already lost to Alliance, who's another squad pretty much in that same position.
Yeah.
So they can't drop another match if they want to have a realistic shot and make it to TI on points. And I don't know about you guys, I would not want to play in this EU qualifier. Say what you will about the region.
I
This
don't
one spot.
I think let's be real. I don't think any team wants to play in the qualifier for their region, right? It's
Every
gonna be
team wants to just qualify
yeah,
points.
it's
That
all
would be
these teams
ideal.
playing for one spot. You have to win a tournament to get to TI. That alone is like, the season is based around just being, good enough, but you don't have to win. And then the final tournament is all about just winning the qualification. Liquid again, they realized how to beat NIGMA. They want to have the big team fight, the anti-aggression. If you have these cute heroes that skirmish, we'll have the better team fight, we'll kill you once. And yeah, I think the key highlight from that previous game was simply Liquid's ability to contest that Roshan, prevent it from just quickly going away from them, and then yeah, they were in a great spot.
Yeah, the Warlock Sand King, very NA opener. This was quite popular back when I was still drafting often. Basically just damage. Fatal Bonds, Epicenter. Sand King is one of the more low damage offlaners with a very reliable stun. You combine it with the Golem, you have that really easy catch, and then the team fight to back it up.
Epicenter might actually do damage now, Carl,
true.
because Fatal Bonds helps with that.
Exactly. And suddenly you get a lot more luxury to draft heroes that, Warlock is just damage. Like, I think that people perennially underrate the impact of Fatal Bonds. It is truly Warlock's real ultimate. If you get one off the start of a fight, hits 3 heroes.
The last Fatal Bonds of that game was a 5-man, and they went 100 to 0. They were like, oh, God, thanks for playing.
I think, I don't know if it was hotfix, but I remember when Grimstroke had first come out, OG was playing it with Warlock and the double Fatal Bonds.
Yeah,
was,
I remember that.
And then you could do it to Roshan too, so then you just do it on
no.
Roshan, they're like, oh, what, you're just taking Roshan? Oh, we're
Yeah.
dying, stop! Yeah, it was amazing.
That was hotfix. I'm fairly certain. That was pretty absurd. The one thing, okay, we haven't seen it, and I don't think it's a bug. It might be, but it hasn't been fixed.
Uh-oh, Carl, mechanics questions.
No.
Someone in the green room, get Dota open, please. Please, fact
It's
check
only
it.
because I'm looking at the plushie. But Earth Spirit Ags can turn Phoenix Egg.
Correct, yeah,
stone.
that is very true. That is 100% in the game.
And it
I can
is
confirm that.
so
don't worry.
crazy to watch.
Okay, so just in case people aren't aware, Earth for Ags, it turns an enemy or ally to stone. You can, surprisingly, cast it on, like Carl just mentioned, the Phoenix Egg.
Can you do it on Tombstone too? Is that not
No, that's not it. Tombstone's not it.
mechanic well? That's another style of play I think that we might just not see out of NIGMA unless they're willing to put Miracle on something like an Arc Warden from what we've seen so far.
Review, be it Willow, be it the Miranda, it's something to apply pressure, because if NIGMA does go for that hard carry, and there's a weaker 4 being played, like they can't pick like an Earth Ray or something, you know, like this melee guy, because then it's a free game for RTW to pick anything he wants into free farm.
Dire team pick.
Cheever's pacing around.
I have got some steps to catch up on, okay, Kyle?
Ooh. I like this pick from NIGMA. Gets rid of the fatal bonds that we've mentioned so many times.
So that's most likely going to be Kuro's hero, right?
Possible.
Yeah, but
I think a core. Any pressure, you'd be 1v1 against this PA, a likely trade, and the 4 is then free to play the map as he wishes.
yeah, it would be interesting if they were to, you know, Tusk 5, have an off-lane ranged 4, apply some pressure to PA. But again, they could easily just lead us as a casual fight at Abaddon, because Sanking Mirana, that lane is completely deconstructed by the shield as well. So I think realistically we're looking at
That's a good point.
the obnoxious mind control hero here to play with the Tusk and have kill
You
threat.
could it's a good point, because the thing is, in the event, you could see NIGMA perhaps aggro tri-laning, right? Leave your Abaddon against the double stun, but you actually don't want to do that. Abaddon gets pretty bodied by a Sand King. The new Caustic, very strong. Love that pick.
Okay.
That is potential 2 or 3. Very good against Sand King throughout the game. Can
That's
get
just
pressured earlier on in the
This
game.
is just mind controls here. I think it's simply put, it's you play into the PA. Normally, Timbersaws get a little bit pressured by what the 5 brings, but again, we've mentioned Warlock defensive hero is going to be enabling the PA to just exist. So yeah, this is going to be a Timbersaw, soon to be level 3 or 4. Tusk now opens up his game to start applying pressure across the map.
You ban the Viper here now. They ban Lone Druid. Okay, still respecting Team Liquid and Koifa's prowess. I'd be very afraid. I think Viper and Death Prophet would round out the Liquid draft quite nicely. For Nigma, I think you want a miracle hero here then, unless it's just Miracle Puck.
It might just be Miracle Puck.
Well, they need a carry. You know, they
Because
don't need
if you guys want to have Abaddon as a core,
No. So now it's simply ABBA 5 enabling a last pick or, you know, second to last pick hit carry for RTW. I think that's the key thing here. Active mid, really obnoxious off lane, win condition now for RTW.
Maybe a troll. I'm thinking about later on the game having, because it's all about cleanses now. You want to ensure Liquid's lineup, it's all PA when we get to the later stages of the game, but their mid game, all the heavy lifting is going to have to be done by this 3-4-5 combination. The stun combo and the fatal bonds.
Any carry that can either disjoint that, chain CC, because right now their stun is the perfect Burrow Strike into arrow and then got them.
Yep.
It isn't easy, so
maybe a Slark.
Some Slark, some Jug Ban left in his band.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Slark, troll with Ags, you can dispel the fatal bonds.
Or any carry that wants to BKB pretty quickly and be happy with that purchase. But Nigma need to pick first, they need to pick up the carry we're talking about.
I really like a Slark. It's just a bit spooky.
What are we going for?
Troll.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. He's gonna have set cleanse. Oh, wait. Is that, no, okay, that's fine. Yeah, Troll's gonna be a good hero, strong laner. I was trying to do some 5-head stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's safer than Slark. The troll can come online much faster. You can get more done with it. I think the laning phase is a bit stronger too. Slark gets pressured hard. Troll can just play range form against the Sand King.
It's actually quite an awkward PA game as well, because every single hero has a way to disrupt the PA from getting that instant kill.
Don't they Viper here though? Look at all the passives.
Yeah, Viper does look very comfortable.
And doesn't it beat Puck in the lane pretty handily as well?
It's all about wave clear. Puck just can push up the lane, but
what will Koifa play? That's the question.
you do want a more active side in mid.
And otherwise, the puck's just free to move to either side lane.
Yeah.
Timber's always going to be just aggro. Trolls the same boat. It's a tough choice for them.
Maybe some just a casual Void Spirit or something, just to at least play into the puck that well.
Some damage issues then. And at the moment, I'd be very afraid of BKB timings.
Yeah, it's a free timber game in theory, right? You counter the PA, you don't care about this early damage, a casual herd you in the good. So, okay, they actually go for the Pangolin, okay.
Alright.
I mentioned this here in the previous game, but it is a hero that likes to play strong, like a strong, annoying lane, but it plays aggressive. Oh, and it's actually off.
It's a Sand King mid.
Hey, I love it.
I don't.
What? Anyway, we saw Miracle rush with it against Team Secret just the other day, and they're like, you know what? We can do
Totally
that
different
too.
scenario here, though, Sheaves. He was playing with the Darkseer, and they had a draft that could play way more active. This is also a inferior matchup.
I do also want to point out that there will be a remake where you would assume they'd pick the same, but obviously there is still a chance that they don't pick the same.
Like,
what?
Did they misclick or?
No, there will be a remake that was already known
Ganda ng
before the draft
feeling.
was done. But, you know, they just picked a bunch of heroes, so they also knew that there was going to be a remake. So will the
Prepare for battle! Seconds to battle! Let's get this fight started!
Stuff on the map. Like,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
theory,
but
the Sand King can rotate around, but PA is going to be somewhat passive. We can expect to see the battle for your build. There's no built-in steroid for him in this game. Insania is on Warlock. It's just great in team fights, not so good outside of that.
sorry, I just wrote down wrong that Insania was playing Sand King. I got very confused there.
Mid Warlock?
No, what?
No, I just thought I'd just try and.
That's you.
No, it's fine. I was just testing you.
We talked earlier about how fast we wanted Team NIGMA to play. We saw them playing super fast against Team Secret. That was the way to win. That was like we talked to Kuro, like their new.
Our draft dominance or our power spike into our opponent, so that never really came into play. And I've got GH.
Yeah.
He just wants to play some Dota.
I think the big difference is that as the game continues, I think NIGMA's going to get stronger.
For sure, yeah.
Troll's a very good matchup against the PA. Again, the impossible to counter puck coil, and this time with the Abaddon, they have a way to remove fatal bonds, because in the previous game, if you saw 3 or 4 heroes affected, you can't take that fight anymore. As thinking, you had to just do your best to get the hell out of Dodge. In this case, I think they'll have better team fight. I think that they're also going to be playing with mind control in a significantly better situation. So it's kind of it to me. Liquid, it's all Morana. Like Taiga needs to have 9 to 10 kill participated in by like 12 minutes.
Wow, that's a big ask, but if anybody can do it, it probably. Will we see a third game?
Here, I actually wanted to count up the series that they've had since, you know, the whole NIGMA ended up leaving the Liquid organization, Liquid got picked up, etc. 10-7 series-wise to NIGMA's favor, but they are actually 22-19 to NIGMA's favor. So be able to reach a 2-0 here, but it's going to be off the back of some interesting stuff, Fox. They're going to be trying out the mid-Sand King that Liquid have already... It's a little questionable. They are going to be giving up first blood here as Insania is 100% blocked in.
It's LTW, who's also started with an Orb of Venom. Bit of an interesting pickup on the Warlord. I guess they're probably maybe just going to try lane or something here at the start, and then GH going to move around with boots. Also, a little bit of a difference there.
Died as his TP was completing, so he just lost his TP. He's gonna have to do the Walk of Shame back. Boxy's gonna be left alone. Oh, this cannot start off worse for Liquid.
No, and GH immediately just swinging around the map, and I don't know, I'm wondering how Quake was really gonna do this. This does not look easy versus a puck by any means. Like, as soon as like level 3 comes out, I suppose Sanking, you're gonna just start losing the harass war. I'm wondering how this is going to go. I think just like Kyle was saying, I'm going to be watching Taiga, some rotations around the mid lane, securing runes and stuff like that, because they've got to be able to do something to slow down Miracle. This puck has such a good game versus those 3 cores that he's up against, Sanking, PA, and Pango, as Kyle said. The leash is going to be devastating for them.
Think about what is it with Trilance coming back? Why are some of these teams doing it? NIGMA's doing it now. OG was doing it earlier.
I don't really know. I know with tag team, with Tusk, you got Tusk, you want to try lane, so that's one that I always just comes to mind for me. But yeah, I've seen a lot more try lanes than I expected. The OG one was crazy, right? Like the Bloodseeker just solo off, and Magnus just completely solo.
Yeah.
Cap.
And I mean, I feel like it's weirder in this game because they're like leaving a Timbersaw alone, which GH is no longer going to leave him alone. Maybe, maybe, no. Insania, he's going to heal up. I was going to say maybe it was because of the shard pickup, but that still doesn't make any sense.
No, I always really try to figure it out. And I don't know, it seems like, I understand when it's like the Void carry or something like that, and you're like some super greedy carry, and then maybe it's like a very hard pressure lane, and you know, your entire game plan is making sure that that carry gets the best farm, so you want to try lane for him, but yeah.
Alright, that's pretty gross. I just saw him throw the range whirling axes. You know, I just applied the Orb of Venom to both of them. It's a lot of slow, a little bit of extra damage. Insania is in trouble again here, but GH maybe traded out here. Who's going to get the kill first? GH turns around, tries to go for it. Insania lives. He'll be a part of the experience. Actually, nice body blocking. Timber chain through. It's not enough. Insania will actually get the healing salve off. And oh, hey, a courier too. Nice little +1. He keeps his own courier safe.
All right. Dream start for top lane. Yeah, he's going to have, I mean, pretty much full free farm. 13 wand charges, like there's going to be no way that they can actually pressure, make 4K out of the lane at all. Like Control's only got 3 CS.
Yeah, that is not the kind of start that you want on a Timbersaw. I thought you would just do the, you know, like the normal, like, okay, my forward position's just gonna cut the second wave, pull it back or something, you know, like try and get a fast level 2 or level 3 for the Timbersaw. But now, with Mickey being level 4, they're able to keep this pressure up on the Timber and continue assaulting him.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, I think GH should try to actually get this next bull. I mean, it's pushing into mind control anyway, but
Here, Radiant's been
just start
fortified.
making some type of
Don't waste your
better
time.
impact to just slow down this
Lane.
deny from the mid.
Koifa, he's got one bottle hit. Miracle does have an orb coming up. Can he dodge the orb? He does. Koifa will stay alive because of that, but he needs the bottle refill. He's not going to be okay. Kuro, he dies there.
He had 20 HP. Taiga unable to actually make the rotation over and perhaps just being able to snipe a quick kill. We will be able to get the kill on the Abaddon. Bottom lane, Boxy's actually doing not bad. It's a tough lane for him, but he's getting at least something out there. 16 compared to the Timbersaw. Mind control getting much less.
You know, Kuro, in a way, Kuro's death was actually super valued. The fact that Taiga couldn't be there to secure the runes means that Miracle just got double water runes, and in turn, Koifa had to just eat a salve and didn't actually get any bottle refills, so he's a little bit low on mana too. Look at Miracle, he's maxed out now.
Yeah, wait, what happened to the bounty rune on the right side? He that was denied or taken?
He couldn't take him. No, Miracle got both of them. And
the bounty rune is. What about the right bounty? I guess Koifa got that earlier.
Yeah, I think he got that earlier. Let's see, we're gonna scroll up here. Yeah, Koifa already grabbed it earlier.
Yeah, he had already grabbed it. Okay. I mean, that's definitely huge. Being able to make those type of small moves.
Oh, Boxy, he's got a 1. Gets the swashbuckle away, and oh no, the miscoil. Oh, Kuro, that range. He must have just barely been in range for that one. Snipes it.
Oh, wow. I really did not think he was going to be able to get the cast range or even the vision since it's nighttime, but yeah, somehow he was able to get himself a secured kill on the Abaddon. He's still free farming, so Liquid, even though the bottom lane may not be going perfect, you're having the most important hero in the game for you, getting absolute free farm, and you're slowing down Timber quite a bit. I mean, Mike Truck's only at 9 in CS.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper.
And Insania doing what Insania does. As soon as he sees that his he starts stacking.
Yeah, he doesn't want to break this, but he also doesn't have enough mana for Burrow Strike, so it's not like he can go anywhere. He's dead. Caught up trying to get the power rune there. I think in some ways he kind of realized he was dead and was just hoping he was going to get either a haste or an invis or something.
I think every coil usage for Miracle is probably going to net a kill if he has like any +1 to rotate on most of these cores. It's just such a good mechanic versus Pango, PA, and Sanking that it's going to be tough for Liquid to really deal with it until they do get these 6s online in particular, be able to just set up like a chaotic offering or whatnot to counter gank it. It'll be very annoying for them.
Yeah, for sure. It's Foxy. Man fighting here. Okay, getting a bit of heal, has the tango. This is getting about the point that, okay, I'm not sure if we can deal with this Timbersaw too much anymore, as he's got 3 levels of reactive armor. And
yeah, you can't push him out at all. My control is going to start just 100% being able to get all this farm out. So they got to look for the back. They did see the Fatal Pond. They saw the vision, what it gave, so they know where the Tusk position is. They were actually looking for GH for a moment. Yeah, just stack and just start farming these stacks. We see Quack's actually taking a couple of them to enable himself, but he did have Insania setting up.
all right, so in your opinion, where does... What do we do in this? Like, who's going to be rotating? Does anybody, like, do we move Koifa up to, does he TP top to try and, like, kill the Timbersaw when he gets too aggressive? Would you rather assault the troll? Like, what are your targets here?
It has to kind of be Koifa and Taiga making the moves together. And it's not easy because they have to really look at where Kuroki's positioned in. I think it's a little hard. I think they could actually set up for the Timber. If once they do have Koifa with his ulti, I think they'll have...
Okay, that's a nice combo, and it is going to be enough. You said they got to be able to play together, Fogged, and what good timing is, sure enough, they show up and chain stun down Miracle.
yeah, these two just have to be paired up and just look to make moves around the map. I think punishing the troll is just going to be way too tall of an ask, so I think just looking to hit mid, looking to just pressure around to the timber saw is the better option for Liquid, and just playing around their jungle since they do have these stacks. That's quite fun. Has a lot of backup around him.
Yeah, he certainly does. In fact, Mickey is going to come over here. Boxy, who does have his level 6, but they may not even need it to be able to get these two support kills chased away. Liquid protecting their stacks.
Sounds like a very Liquid thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, these guys are neutral stackers #1, with Insania being so obsessed about it. So it's no surprise that they know exactly what teams would want to do against them.
Yeah, and they do need some. They need some time to be able to have like the blink dagger on Quite to be able to get these setups constantly. So they just want to play a little bit more defensively, and it's just hard to invade the troll. He's got Nevada behind him at all times, so
yeah,
they can never really go for ILTW so much. They just gotta look to make plays, cause chaos everywhere else, and make space for Mickey. As we see NIGMA, they're smoking up. Miracle, extremely devastating. They're actually gonna run into Insania. Not the kill that they wanted to set up for, but
yeah, sure. Insania saying, okay, worth it. It means Mickey didn't get ganked.
Take the gank. 5 positions job, especially the Warlock's job.
Yeah. They're still trying to hold this tower. Mickey isn't going into the triangle or anything just yet. He's sticking around here. He's going to be chased away by the Timber Saw, fed a heal by Insania.
I wonder if they're going to actually look to fight around here. Like, Quakefoot might actually have his Blink Dagger at a pretty okay time. If he gets a power rune with a Boxy swing around, maybe they look to contest, but it's still a little scary for them. Miracle.
Yeah, I love this. That they're going to actually rotate over. Not quite snapping the coil, but it doesn't matter. He's dead either way. Now, Centaur's stun comes out. Mickey, not going to be so easily make it back to the tier 2, but he can kind of hide in the trees there, so no problem. I love the fact that NIGMA rotate their heroes up to the Timber Saw lane, because as you were saying, right, like, okay, Liquid might try and pick on this Timber Saw. NIGMA are going to go, let's make sure our Timber Saw has a good game here. Let's go ahead and play with our 2 strongest heroes on the same side of the map, our Puck and our Timber.
Absolutely. And they can invade like this also if it's like these stacks, and they know Warlock's still level 5, it's 10 minutes of warning, they don't have to worry about it.
Oh, an arrow nails him. GH may still die here, as yet they're going to catch him. TP out from Kuro. So at least one of the supports did get away. Mind control cutting creep waves here, but Koifa's not going to let it slow him down. He gets off the epicenter. ILTW. Is he going to have time to pop the ultimate? Oh. Okay. Guess not. Well, that's unfortunate. Mind control. He's got to get to the low ground. Chain away. Oh no, the burrow strike stops him. Nicely timed by Koifa. He's got another chance though to be able to get away. They're going to chase after him. Boxy and Mickey both have a way to be able to keep up the pursuit. Some big kills for Liquid.
And they're able to still, even though it's a nice invasion play from NIGMA, Liquid somehow keeps the tower alive. It's actually just 30 HP, so they can just go quickly and deny that one from the rotations from Boxy and Koifa. That early Blink Dagger Koifa was able to get again this game, just like his Tiny, being helped out a little bit from those stacks. It does all the damage. That troll going down is huge. PA survived during all it, so now Mickey might actually get a better timing on the Battle Fury just because of that.
I know it's early in game 2, but ILTW already having a bit of a rough one this series, where I felt like he actually showed up quite nicely before in the previous series. So
yeah, last game was a Luna, so I'm gonna give him some credit to that hero. I still feel it's gonna be very hard to pull off in a lot of competitive games. Troll, that one death slips up, but I think for the most part, this rest of this game, as long as he's got the Abba behind him, should be pretty safe. Liquid.
Yes.
They have the connection.
They got it again. Oh no, the Abundant Shield actually saves for a moment, but Miracle's not able to get away now. The Rolling Thunder through. It's going to chase after. Nope, doesn't actually go GH. Leaves that for Koifa as he's going to go for Mind Control on the side here. Of course, Mind Control. A bit too tanky. That's an ambitious kill at best. Kuro still being chased down through all of this one as Mickey has picked up a mega kill streak. This is a very active Phantom Assassin fog.
He's got battle. It's 12 minutes, 50 seconds. He's part of 7 kills. That's unbelievably early. Level 10 as well. ILTW has been, he's been like alone the whole game and he's level 10. And the fact that the PA is the same level while he's been fighting, that is quite huge for Liquid. And time and time again, they're getting the arrow connections. As Taiga. Yeah, they're catching Miracle. And Kuroki's not in position to actually get the shields off to save now. A couple times now.
Yeah. It may be just a slight misread in who's actually going to be the target of Liquid's aggression. But ILTW, he's going to come forward here. No coil. Be able to finish up the Warlock here. The silence is only going to last so long, but a second ore. Put him in the dirt here. Boxy forced away. NIGMA getting really nice and aggressive and pushing Liquid back past their tier 2. It's a good opportunity perhaps to take this tier 1 as long as Koifa isn't able to turn things around too badly. 2-man burrow strike, but no real effort behind it here.
Finally, a good pressure play from NIGMA Booth. Get this tower and not lose anybody yet. Only Shadow's still going, but they have a sentry down, so they're completely aware of Liquid's position. Just want to point out a small thing. I actually love how Boxy built his items this game, rather than going for anything greedy. There's arcane boots to have constant mana to fight, Orb of Corrosion, and he's just showing up to every battle with max shield, crash, max slash.
Yeah.
Like they know they're gonna have to battle back to be able to make that space for PA. They know Puck, this Puck Tusk, they're gonna play active. So I like that he made sure that he's always on the map for the battle back.
Yeah, if anything, Miracle gets the hits, and they should have him dead here. Near really nice kill, and they're going to be able to catch Taiga as a +1 here. Maybe, maybe not. He's actually got one more leap to go, so even if Mind Control knows and throws the chakra from the right spot, he's already out. Insania tries to get a ward down. ILTW says, no. This is my triangle, sir.
NIGMA really finding their stride here. Miracle getting now a much better coil. He's only really found the Marauder until that point, so he finds the PA, and we're seeing, that leash, it's always going to be a big problem for all these cores on Liquid to deal with, if he's able to get on them. Which now he has Blink Dagger, so should be quite a lot easier for Miracle's positioning.
Yeah. There are 2 patch changes I want to talk about here, and one being, you talked about how Boxy's just playing really active. Well, Rolling Thunder being more value now that it's an extra 2 seconds. And then we just saw the other mechanic change, True Strike, being given to the Witchblade. So Miracle has that kind of like guaranteed damage to pressure Mickey.
Nice. As soon as you said 2 new ones, I was just like, I think he's going to talk about Witchblade. I bounced over. Oh, he is. Okay, then you did. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably a factor they will have to think about too. No damage for the PA. It's quite good.
Oh no, he didn't blink far enough. He got stuck by the shard. Oh, Koifa's done for. Now the coil's gonna make sure Taiga also dies as he's been. That's like his 5th death to the coil or something like that. Insania. He's gonna be wiped out. They used the golem for that too. So NIGMA totally free Roshan here.
Tag team plus trolls. They are being bounded up, so they're taking a little bit of damage, but swift execution by NIGMA just playing together, not giving Liquid any little opportunities to get these burrow strike into arrows that have gotten them with that small advantage they had earlier.
I don't want to be super over the top play, but if NIGMA does win this game, especially if you look at the win probability, I feel like this last 5 minutes of play that you could point to these last 5 minutes as being like what set NIGMA up to be able to win this game. I mean, it's just beautiful movement that they're issuing here.
Just some slight mistakes, like Koifa just making a little mistake against punished. Oh my god, damage.
Mickey, alright, managed to get the kill on Miracle, but that's a mega kill streak too. That's a big one.
He's gonna have Deso finished up pretty much now too, so still have a little bit of push and pull from both sides for sure.
Yeah, that is the scary part. This PA is a ticking time bomb. And they're going to try and defuse that bomb right here, right now. Getting on top of him with a snowball, the Walrus Punch, knock up in the air, but here comes the epicenter. They're going to be able to get a big hit, and it does a ton of damage. 2 already down. Looks like the troll might be able to pick up the kill on Boxy, but the original target, Mickey, managed to slip his restraints and got out of there.
Too scared to actually go for any type of play forward. Puck respawning in 5. They can't actually go for anything onto that troll with Abba behind 2. So they'll back up and they'll settle for that. A pretty nice epicenter to secure some nice farm. And Mickey, that's the Deso now finished. So he's still keeping up with the troll.
Yeah, he certainly is. And so now we've reached a new power spike for Mickey. And feel like ILTW in turn will have to wait to see him. I don't know. What do you? How soon do you think you need the MKB on this hero? So we're gonna watch a replay again at that epicenter.
I think he's still fine without having to get it just yet. They have so much other damage that's going to be coming in. I think he can wait a little more. Just go for his own survivability for now. Is pretty decent connections coming out from Koifa throughout this game. Miracle feeling very confident, rushing forward now. And the other thing about Witchblade too, like it actually just feels so valuable versus PA because True Strike and you get armor. Like it just makes you tankier as these like ranged hit heroes. I think this is probably one of the best pickups you can get versus PA.
ALTW will chop down a tower here.
Dyer's bottom tower is crumbled to
It's
the
a very
dust.
tight game, 14 to 14. NIGMA holding the 2,000 net worth lead and still holding on to the Aegis as well. At the same time, Liquid have shown how they can manage to win fights, but they didn't manage to get the connection there. They do have the constant chain stun here on Miracle on the back lines, keeping this puck in play. Now the golem being dropped as well. The damage onto Koifa, it's just enough. ILTW is able to run him down as well as Insania may have controlled out Miracle, but it didn't matter much when Mind Control and ILTW were there to play the team fight as well.
They're trying to jump Miracle to get these catches. This time he's just a little bit too quick on his fingers, and Koifa does get turned on. Even though Boxy actually did, like you said, just such a good job of controlling the puck, doesn't matter. But that was Liquid. They tried to get like a quick little kill. They're trying to buy time. Mika, I think he's starting to recognize there's no way he can show up to these fights without BKB. If he just gets coiled, he's going to die every single time. So he's got to go for that one here. And Miracle has revealed the fact that he's not going to go Ags next. So that BKB will be quite valuable to pick it up.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack. Dyer's
Solar Crest complete for Taiga. Mickey we see going for the BKB, but on the NIGMA side of things, they're feeling very nice. Got SNY complete for the Troll. Looks like BKB coming up next. We've got Timbersaw going for an Octarine.
They don't have a Solar Crest though, and they don't have anyone even on the realm of buying it for quite some time, as GH needs Blink. So Liquid will at least have that edge. You know, they've got the Veil coming from the support Warlock, and then they've got the Solar Crest above the PA. So that's weird, right? What's their amp that they've got coming up? Yes, I agree.
Solar Crest is like the value item of this patch. Do you think that the Blink Dagger is that important for GH?
Yeah, that I know. It's everything for Toxics. That's the only thing. I just, Kuroki, maybe he could slip it in, but he's feeling like the Glimmers is going to be a little more valuable for him anyway.
Yeah. Even weirder when GH is probably going to go back for the Solar Crest after he gets the Blink, so...
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Nice kill here on Taiga. So.
Just the silence, too. They don't even have to use the coil this time. Miracle continues hunting. Oh, Mickey laying around the blur.
Mickey sneaky. He gets away. Insania is he able to do the same? A lane ward and a TP out. He's good.
Nice Warlock split push. The Fatal Bond into the Veil and a Shadow Word up.
Yeah. We'll see if he's able to pick up the shard like we saw last time. It's been another edition of the shards for some supports. It means all of a sudden they actually get a little bit of wave clear.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if Quakefoot does want to go for these bots. I feel like he's going to be so squishy if he does go for this build. Like if he just gets coiled, he's just, unless he like Yules dodges the snap of the coil or something, or he just waits until, unless he's that counter initiation, I'm definitely a little worried for him. I kind of wanted him to get a little tankier, maybe even like go for BKB himself, since he sees that timing of the puck Ags is going to be later. But we'll see. As Miracle, he's got Lincolns, so now it's possible for them to do the tanking stun into arrow combo.
Got him, but Boxy has the shard. He's using that to be able to counteract the coil. You can go ahead and roll it up inside of that ultimate, and then use that to be able to get off Rolling Thunder. Nice and easy.
I love that shard. I actually thought this one was going to get nerfed, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, that one's broken, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels just a bit strong, especially with Blink. Like the way that you can just chain stun people. Blink, Yules, and the shard, you can stun someone for like 8 seconds. So really, really nice. As Liquid, they can battle. They have the BKB on Mickey. So if it comes to them, they will be able to take that fight. But right now, just buying a little more time. Quite he is farming, but they're smoking. So let's see.
It's time.
Level 18 on PA2. So he's got a big damage strength on top of that immunity.
Gonna bait out Boxy here. The arrow's gonna slide through, but Miracle managed to dodge it with a phase shift. Jumps over. Boxy already dead. Liquid continues 4 versus 5, but the initiation's very awkward. The Golden's gonna go, oh my god, Kuro! Holy crap! He just disappeared! Miracle, uh-oh, his Lincoln's been broken, but Phase Shift, they missed it. He managed to blink away. Koifa just hoping the timing was right there on the Burrow strike. They did what they could, but ultimately it was not a good trade-off for Liquid, and they still got to make sure they get out of here. As ILTW continues to pressure forward, Burrow strike into the air. BKB goes off first. He gets inside of the snowball as well. They're going to go for Koifa. He's already dead. Taiga caught inside. He does actually, he leapt through the coil and didn't get caught by it, so he's able to get out surprisingly. Spot him last second.
Looked like it was going to clip Mickey perhaps and force the BKB, but Miracle actually just slightly off the mark there.
I feel like that simultaneously wasn't as good as it could have been for Liquid, it being a smoke initiation and all that, but also like it could have been so much worse, my god.
Yeah, we see the status resist come into play. They tried to stun into Arrow, but status resist just is able to get BKB off, even at coverage of GH. We see the damage. You know, Mickey he can one-shot the Abaddon. So
yeah.
The fact that we pointed out that there was no Solar Crest on their team, Kuroki gets one shot, buys a medallion immediately.
He's like, okay, I get it, armor's good. And yeah, maybe, you know, if they could have found a way to be able to control it Miracle there, then fight might have been more worth it, but as it is, feels like that was a NIGMA win for sure. Oh, Tuss is actually, okay, you pick up the medallion. I'm going to go the Aghanim Scepter, so we have a way to break the coil. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be great. If they get to the point where he has Axe and Puck has Axe, like this game is, I feel like this game is going to be so hard for Mickey. He's just going to get Blink, coiled, kicked out of the coil to a million miles away. They can just change stun him. Yeah, it's going to be a lot on these initiations. Liquid, they need some perfect ones coming in these next few moments as they're really starting to fall behind. And Miracle, he bought the Lincolns to cover him so he can safely farm Aghanims. He's pretty much got it now. Just about 600 more gold and he's going to have that.
Mid lane, Arrow down, Rolling Thunder. He's going to have to blink back to hit him again. Mind Control does manage to get off the Bloodstone here. ILTW managed to hunt down Koifa while we're watching this. Mind Control's too tanky. They can't kill him. BK already activated by Mickey as they try and escape. ILTW pushing forward. Mind Control doesn't have a Yules or anything, so no way to stop these heroes from retreating back to their base.
I think the Bloodstone actually may save. So they're doing good damage to him, but that gets the heal off. That is, you know, BKB. That's one charge for Mickey, down to 8 seconds. Yeah, Miracle, the Axe is going to be done. So, yeah, I don't know. These fights just feel like they're going to be so damn difficult. If Miracle just catches a coil on any of the 3 cores, it feels like they're just going to be shut down in the fight. And it, like, as we've said 100 times already, it feels like they get completely owned. Like, these 3 heroes just get owned by leashes.
This, do you feel this dynamic will change at any point in the game? I'm not sure if it will, right? Like,
I don't think so. No, I think the game, Mickey, like, he doesn't get easier for him. The troll is getting too big. The troll has the solution also for the PA. It's not just going to be that puck anymore at some points.
Foxy just kind of like line jumping at the puck. They're really grasping for straws there, trying to catch him, but Miracle gets away. They immediately smoke up. No Rolling Thunder. We just picked up the Aghanim Scepter. Like, things are feeling really good for NIGMA. They're looking to even out the series. They found the initiation on Mickey with the coil, the Axe as well. Mickey realizing it's going to stay there, but he's just a sitting duck. As now ILTW is here. He's able to jump away to safety thanks to Insania. Insania spotted by Mind Control. He's able to get away. Koifa with the big entrance. They have the epicenter of the arrow blocked by Miracle. Doesn't actually get the chains on ILTW. ILTW with the BKB. He'll deal with Foxy pretty easily here. Again, Liquid trying to figure a way to scramble out of this team fight as they've done time and time again. Koifa, he's caught, he's dead. 2 down, 2 cores dead on the side of Liquid, and Roshan just spawned. So NIGMA, they'll take that. They'll take a hefty advantage. And Fog, this is feeling like Liquid. They just can't win these fights anymore.
No, this puck it's just way too good versus them. They have so many ways to get info for him too, right? Troll, Tusk, never saw just charge in, give the vision for that PA, and then all the job really needs to do is Mickey has to be giving the entirety of the and sure, they have the sanking epicenter and stuff that comes in through the midst, but everyone's too tanky now at this point. They need the PA to be able to hits during the entirety of her BKB, and she can't hit at all. As LTW now has MKB, so that second solution for the PA is there, but with a commanding lead now.
Now they approach the high ground, giving Liquid no opportunity to try and stall out a bit, maybe get the Abyssal on the PA. They're going to keep going. Burrow Strike Arrow does a good amount of damage here. Boxy actually hitting the Rolling Thunder there on the target. But they've blown some spells, and ILTW's like, yep. Back to work here, boys. Arrow, oh, it actually hits Miracle. That's a big one. Mickey sees his opportunity, blows him up. ILTW immediately popping his ultimate, getting on top of Mickey. Oh, he's surviving. Is he actually going to be able to get out of here? Away to the fountain he goes. Boxy, Yules. He has not quite enough. He's going to try and swashbuckle, but it's not quite there. Mickey, he's going to come back into play with the arrow. Onto Mind Control. Yules Scepter onto Kuro to prevent the aquatic shields, but he gets it off anyway. Mind Control, he's going to try and limp away here. Feel like Kuro? Yeah, Kuro. He's got a crit. Mickey's got a crit for him. It's ready to go. Mind Control may still be able to get out, but it seems unlikely as he's been Yule stalled up. Mickey. He jumps away before the Chalker could be pulled back for the additional damage. He barely survives there as Liquid do manage to hold.
Clutch catch, though. Did he just jaunt into the arrow, or did he blink into the arrow? He just got caught by it either way, as they're able to finally get a fight without the puck, and Liquid lives to see another day for the time being.
Still, though, smart by LTW. He read the room. He was like, okay, this is not a friendly crowd. I'm going to get out. We'll save the Aegis. We still have plenty of time to work with this.
Yeah, it was a smart retreat for NIGMA. Liquid capitalized as best as they could. What they were given in the situation is quite fun.
Popsy Essence Ring still has the Yules. He's going to use it on the troll here, but he doesn't have Burrow Strike, so there's no options for him. Boxy, he's going to be caught on the side here as well. Tusser's just bought him. Help with that team fight. Oh, Yules blink. Nicely done by Boxy, and he will actually get out, TPing as he rolls away.
Satisfying. Boxy at least to survive. Mickey, he's gotten another item finished up. He picked up a Titan Sliver as well. But he is getting torn that Abyssal Blade. That will be some nice lockdown and control of that puck. Maybe still some hopes. It still looks very difficult whenever Miracle is going to be alive in the fight. Small hopes.
Another change that kind of hurts PA, the MKB, an additional 5% chance to proc.
Yep.
The PA did go for what pretty much everybody goes for, the additional blur evasion, which still does add a decent amount of evasion even against MKB, though I don't know. I know it used to be like an additional 10% against MKB. I don't know what the additional 5% does to the math. I'm not that smart.
Me either. I hope you wouldn't ask me.
Oh, Mickey, he's stuck and he's going to be forced to use the BKB defensively. That means Liquid can't really do a whole lot. And yeah, Miracle's ready to go with the coil. Doesn't actually grab Mickey, but he does manage to grab two. Insania. He's going to be okay. They're trying to disarm ILTW as best as possible. The old golem is going to be dropped, so Koifa, he'll be okay for now. Boxy's just kind of rolling around, not really doing a whole lot here. Jumps away, but NIGMA, they say, abilities on cooldown once again. Let's just make sure we don't get arrowed again, and we can take a second lane of barracks here.
And they're trying to land the connections. Every time they throw the shields, just removes that stun off almost immediately. LTW, he's starting to be able to focus on Rex. There's no golem, no Rolling Thunder.
They're just hoping for disarms. They're pretty much throwing out stuns just to slow him down, but it's not really a threat. He's still got 40 seconds left on the Aegis. You're going to try and keep him inside of the base with the upheaval. 35 seconds for the Aegis, so they cannot keep him here this long. But maybe they can pop his life from a distance, but they've overcommitted. Boxy, he gets gone on by GH. That Walrus punch is just enough to be able to take him out. Mickey is going to try and get the counter kill onto GH, and they do. Stalled up a little bit longer. ILTW tries to make his way out of here. 15 seconds more for Aegis. Liquid, they want to pursue, but it's not little enough time. They're going to have to go into this very dangerous high ground if they want to go for it. Big A, Miracle, he sees the opportunity to be able to get the coil onto two, and ILTW's found his target. He gets right on top of Big A, sticks onto him, and they're just dead. Liquid, they may have some buybacks much left in the tank. The Aegis has been reclaimed, but I don't think there's anything left in the tank here. Fog, they're just gonna hit tier 4s, force Liquid to buy back, force them to take a 3 versus 5 with no ultimate.
Dire's middle tower is fallen.
I think the draft overall just started to get a little too difficult for Liquid, unless they were just snowballing out of control. Much more solid and safe pick overall, and I mean, talking miracle countering 3 corners. Coil alone countering all 3 corners is too devastating. But go with this. We'll get a couple more kills, and
It's under attack. Radiant.
All right, it happens again. The last time a best of 3 between these two teams actually was a clean 2-0 was NIGMA taking it at Omega League 8 months ago. Ever since then, they've just been going back and forth in best of 3s, and once again, we're going to see a 3rd game.
1-2-1 after Team NIGMA was successfully beat Team Liquid in this second game of the best of 3. You're watching DreamLeague Season 15, powered by Intel. It's the upper division of the Western European DPC. I'm here with Tigov and Kyle, here to break the game down. And I want to start with a lane that actually went really well for Team Liquid. It was the PA versus the Timbersaw.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Who wants
Me?
to
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, so basically the side of Team NIGMA, they left the Timbersaw on an island all by himself, having to play into Raw and TA. Timber should do pretty well there. The funny thing, what happened was he went to go grab the second wave, as you do, and randomly there was a creep following Insania. So Insania was able to block the way in which a solo offlaner gets to play Dota, and completely mitigated Microsoft's early entry into the game. That did allow Team Liquid to feel a little bit better than they probably should in this type of game. And then we fast forward a bit, and of course NIGMA, they're grouping up, and a bit of the run at you was too strong. But yeah, it was a very good showing from NIGMA, bouncing back after game 1.
I mean, I'll shout out my man Professor Mahaj, who's simply a GM. The big difference in this game was that in this scenario, Koifa, you need Epicenter to win this game. You need that damage. The game we saw Miracle win on it, just a stun, your Ion Shell, it was all about just finding kills.
Yeah.
You don't need this huge AoE teamfight ultimate to land, to have even a prayer of winning. Plus, Miracle got Ags, they won a teamfight decisively, they took Roche, they took 2 uncontested matches. It literally ends the game. And that's just not a scenario I think Liquid are comfortable in. It's a naked PA, a Sand King that has to do way too much work, and all of their kill potential is, God, I hope he arrows somebody and Kuro isn't nearby.
They did arrow quite a few people, but yeah, it was a little lackluster, unfortunately, for them. A lot of initiations and counter-initiations were also happening. That also happens in every game of Dota, but this game in particular. First, wants to talk to you about it.
Thanks, Shiver. Yeah, like Kyle pointed out, Liquid's teamfights could work out really well if they executed them correctly. A burrow strike into an arrow combo with some burst damage, some teamfight, yeah, they can kill these really important heroes like Puck. We're going to make their team fight feel a lot worse. But the best thing about getting kills is not just the gold advantage, it's what you get to do afterwards with it. You get golden experience, and then that gives you time to go across the map and get kills. Liquid won maybe their best clean team fight at this 12-minute mark here, which gave them a little bit of time, but unfortunately too early into the game, everybody's going to respawn, and therefore they don't feel very comfortable pushing. But look what, sorry, jump one clip there. Look what NIGMA now does with this advantage. It's about a minute later, bottom stayed mid, hit mid a little bit. Well, because of that kill, now they get across the map, knowing their opponent's teamfight is weaker, they don't have Golem, they dive, get a kill, they end up taking a tier 1 tower, and then afterwards they start invading the enemy tri-camp. Getting 1 kill makes a huge difference. So if your lineup does resolve or surround getting a kill like this, and your Observer gets spotted when you're smoking, this is going to give NIGMA a much easier time to initiate. Here's the first burrow strike, arrows coming to follow up, but that gets removed, so the follow-up stun happens, and now we basically see Sand King as a problem in this lineup here. He's a great hero for initiating, and if you can stay alive and continue Sandstorm, it's not bad, but if you get focused immediately afterwards, you're going to have a really, really bad time. He gets killed at the start of almost all of these team fights. I can maybe criticize his talent choice at 10 as well. He went for the epicenter damage. Some of the better Sand Kings I've been seeing have been going for health consistently for moments like that, because it might keep you alive long enough to get you more experience and to snowball into more advantage. Here's another initiation. They almost caught Miracle here, but he was playing extremely safe, did the silence, did the phase shift here again. He's going to get counter-initiated on. Another thing I feel like they maybe could have used was a Force Staff. Would have been really nice against Tusk. Both cases in these last fights, Sand King gets separated after a faulty initiation, and he has no way to survive. He had to get Yule's Scepter to protect himself a little bit, but maybe if his Mirana had gone Force Staff and then gone Solar Crest, or gone Medallion, Force, then finished Solar Crest, they would have been in a better place, because the problem wasn't necessarily making PA strong. It was more about they weren't able to keep Sand King alive in these initiations, which meant that the fights were basically just over. He was a burrow strike, and that was about it. Here's another initiation. The late game Boxy and way too greedy going for this melee creep here. It gives NIGMA a chance to initiate. The burst damage comes through, arrow misses, and even though Meke is super farm this game, they just never really got the right targets to win a fight convincingly, and NIGMA eventually pulls out the win.
They pull out the win, they force the third game, and that game too indeed gave a lot of food for thought for Team Liquid and their staff. We got a lot of work for the coaches to do, I would imagine. We're going to find out if all that work's paying off, because Game 3 around the corner. Stay tuned, short break, we'll be back with the draft.
seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Puck.
10 seconds remaining.
The deciding game between Team NIGMA and Team Liquid. Will Team Liquid finally get a win on the board, or will Team NIGMA remain undefeated? That's what we're here to find out. Of course, we might also be finding out in retrospect who's going to TI and who is not. It could very well be that a lot is riding on this series in particular, and this third game is all the more important here with T and here with Kyle, and we are in the draft for this third game. So I want to hear you guys talk Dota, please. Thank you.
Well, we get a run back. I think Liquid make a good move here. Can always be core.
Yeah, and of course in the previous game, we didn't actually really mention it, but the idea of Sanking playing mid, it was not because Liquid wanted to, but it was a necessity. When NIGMA picks an Abaddon to counter the Sanking Mirror lane, you have to remove those two heroes from the same lane, otherwise you will just get complete free farm. So it was Liquid's idea of, haha, you might pick Abaddon, but we've now one-upped you with this, but again, it just never really kind of came into effect, and it was Liquid being forced to move around heroes away from a drop that they really wanted to bring out in game 2.
Yeah, it's also just a product of how broken Beastmaster is. You gotta take Wisp out of the hands of this lineup. You have to ban Beastmaster because of the patch, but you keep giving away Tusk. And
well, this is the unfortunate thing, I think, when a new patch comes through and you find like the broken hero. The fact that we haven't had a patch to bring it back down to kind of a realistic level.
we tried. It was tweaked.
We need more. Like, I think realistically we need a C patch just to remove Beastmaster, because the fact that we do have whoever is first pick, the other team has to ban Beastmaster. That does devalue drafting a little bit.
We haven't had anything like that for a while, since TI5.
I know, but
it was
that's
like
a great
let's
thing.
ban every game.
But that's what's amazing, that we are like, I feel like one hero away from it being pretty good, right?
Yep.
That's like how amazing a C patch would be to kind of the scene right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would agree, because the games are great. I think that everything's just at the right spot. Activity is promoted. If you look at the previous lineup, I think Liquid's fatal flaw was, I think Pat Purge did a good job explaining, but they couldn't take objectives after fights. They could get kills, they blow huge cooldowns, but then they can't walk into Roach. They can't go for towers. The draft needed so much time to come online, and right now Dota, you got to get advantage from your team fights. You can't just go back to farm woods.
Yeah, it's like the post-fight, what do? You know, you take more fights, do you take objectives, or do you go? And when you have a draft that is so kind of on all that, it is a bit difficult.
I love these bans from NIGMA. They're just straight up getting rid of win conditions. The Slardar specifically, I think Liquid just feel more confident when Boxy's playing this hero, because it also alleviates any fears they have about going into the late game. It makes Roche, especially as the Radiant side, so much easier to take.
That reminds me, Team Liquid hasn't played Radiant side yet in this series, and they normally are the team that prefers Dire every single time.
What would they have chosen then?
We will not know. Ever.
You won't be able to see on the third game. We'll go back to coin toss, Carl, so you probably won't see any text evidence if you're walking over to the lobby. He's looking
over to the
Liquid chose Radiant.
How do
How do
see
you
that?
know that?
I'm looking
they
at
type
this.
it?
You got Enigma won the coin toss, and they chose first pick. Liquid chose Radiant.
Alright, alright.
Okay, shoutout kay Jerome. Jerome Pogi ng Kabanggan.
That was the
Nanonood siya ngayon.
thing as a drafter, was this idea that you had to go into the final deciding game not knowing what side or pick you would be. So you have to like develop two different concepts based on who wins the coin toss.
Dire team pick.
Yeah. Enchantress coming out.
I'm really happy to see this, just because when they first played up in their first series
Okay,
against
shout
Alliance,
out, okay, shout out,
we
okay,
saw how
Jerome.
tanky a position for Enchantress
Jerome
can
po,
become.
Jerome ng Kabanggan,
Where's this front line? What's this? And suddenly you have this like
Nanonood
solar
siya ngayon.
crest, you have this hood or whatever on this Bambi going in first. It's disgustingly tanky.
Is it a dangler?
It is.
Carrot up
With
stick?
some items,
Hit the carrot.
it can.
The
Dangling
carrot.
can be done. Just in case you're not aware of the term, it simply means you stand up in front, you soak a couple spells, and you unlock the fight for the rest of your team.
Surprised they went for a Pugna though. I mean, it gives you burst damage. The decrep, I'm overrated. The decrep can be purged off by the enchant of Ench, but at the same time, tons of burst damage. Really annoying to play the Nether Ward as both of these ranged int heroes on the side of Liquid.
I guess the key thing here for Liquid is simply, it doesn't feel like there's any flexibility with their picks now. It just feels like the Ench is the fort, the Tiny is the mid. So this feels most likely will just be the boxy hero with a last pick for the carry to try and get that big win condition.
Knowing Liquid, Mars is a possibility, but I'm not a huge fan of it here.
When they last played Enchantress, it was with a Void Spirit in both games.
Yeah, Void Spirit on the offlane for bot.
I think that's probably a
And that's not too bad because it does then flex into more of like, it could be the safe, they could make some Liquid stuff.
Oh yeah, and whenever you're playing against Pugna and Puck, like, the name of the game is you don't top them, specifically this Pugna. Going all the way back to, watching the TI9 True Side, Kuro just telling his team desperately, like, kill Pugna, find Jerax. It's the same deal here, whether or not it is a core or support. So yeah, Void Spirit all the way. Anything that has a point-and-click stun, preferably with as much reach as possible.
Yeah, I actually like the Void Spirit even more here, just for the idea of Tusk. You do have a way to get away from him, dissimulate. So yeah, I'm a big fan if they pick Void Spirit.
You always second guess yourself though in this position.
Well, they're spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
They're clearly second guessing, but cementing the view.
They just did it, right? So Kuro's gonna have that scouting report. You gotta figure they'll have some
new plan.
And also, then you get to a point where it's like, where's the Tiny going? Where's the Ench going? Suddenly you have 3 flex heroes, and it gets kind of complicated to make the.
I still think it's pretty set in stone. Like Tiny is the mid, Ench is the fourth. This is I don't think flexibility is the issue here. It's just kind of like, what is our plan here? Like, let's say we do pick this hero. When are we winning this game? Like, we have a Warlock 5 for great team fight. We don't really do building damage. We can kind of kill them. We can't really do Roshan. Like, there is a lot of question marks right now with these initial heroes. Okay, and then they go for the Mars. Like,
I'm not sold on it. It's another.
It's okay. So this entire series, Liquid's approach to it is just simply, we want to have the team fight to deal with the aggression that Kuroki clearly stated in one of his interviews of, like, we want to play quick, we want to play fast. How do you beat that? You have the overwhelming team fight, you pressure them at objectives. Game 2, that never really came into play because they did just kind of lose their lanes and it was too quick for them. So Liquid clearly has an approach to the series, and after a loss, they aren't changing that up. They are still sticking to their guns, and that's why they are picking these kind of bigger AoE heroes, or at least we're seeing the Warlock in all 3 games.
Team fight control.
Is there any, like, so Lifestealer's Man, so Juggernaut is obviously available if they wanted to go for the anti-Mars hero. It might not feel that nice into an Enchantress, constantly being poked.
I don't think you mind. You have so much kill threat, and no interrupt exists at the moment, with the exception of Golem for BKD channeling. You don't want Slark. Juggernaut's just so safe.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dispel for the Fatal Bond.
That's not
really good against Enchantress. I'd say okay against Mars, though I'm fairly certain I've seen Mars outlane PL just with a lot of W spam.
This is going to be a good lane from Liquid just because you have range plus Mars, and the early damage can annoy a PL. Obviously in the game, then it's PL's free reign. If he ever gets to Man to Defusal +1, it's going to be just the PL show.
Tiny does alright against Phantom Lancer until the game gets too late. Once you have the third item, Scotty or Heart, suddenly the illusions don't get cleaved down so easily. Tiny gets out of mana real quick, and you just stand there and slowly get whittled down.
I think NIGMA has to ban. They've already banned the Leshrac, of course, because of PL. They have to ban most likely Ember. I feel if Liquid is able to get some high tempo style of anti-illusion,
I really like that Liquid banned Timber. There's no real shot. You can't pick it yourself. It's actually really scary when you've already committed to 2 melee cores.
Okay, they ran out anti-mage. Okay. So yeah, right now NIGMA, they just need the annoying mind control hero that has kind of some annoyed in the game.
Don't they need something more sturdy?
I feel like
yes and no. The thing is, you can build NP that way, and I'd be really concerned about Liquid dealing with a ton of pressure. I really think that is...
My fear is simply it sets up for Liquid's teamfight draft too well, where Fury naturally wants to pressure objective, and then suddenly, you know, the big combo spells come in. It takes away the kills.
That's the whole point, though. You play away from team fights. You press your advantage. You
Center.
split the map, and
It-
that's
that's
your
center.
PL and your Nature's Prophet huge. You can, it's one or the other for Enigma. You can also just go for something to provide more 5-on-5 power, but I just don't think that's the way you want to play this game. You already have a puck. Puck and PL, very mobile, very elusive.
Center.
Yeah.
Center.
Center doesn't always feel great into Mars because you're a hero playing around movement, and obviously Mars is arena, you can't move out of that. But yeah, it's a very strong laner. Once again, it's going to be independent this time, like we saw in game 2. You know, Minecraft playing Timbersaw. You leave him on an island, suddenly it unlocks GH to make plays on the map. You're checking
Let's
out
go, Nigma
the
boys.
stacks. You're
Let's
playing
go,
safe and
Nigma
playing
boys.
things. I like the idea from Nigma for sure. It is going to be a lot of nuisance on the map, trying to shut down PL, but you can't stop the Centaur from farming, and you're losing tout. Yeah, I like this.
So what's good for Liquid? We still have a Jug or a Slark in the pool, and they end up going for the Jug.
go for Jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go for the. I think that before changes to your shard and the talents, Jug against PL wasn't really that great, but now you can go for this Blade Flurry build.
You spin him down, yeah.
Exactly. You get the Maelstrom procs throughout the spin.
Brian's a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan.
It's
And
the only hero you have.
Oh, hey,
so-
look at that. You have a nice little 5 Pugner.
Yep.
Are you going to feel great playing into an inch? Not really. But you're going to play at 5 Pugner to unlock your draft. Yeah, I like the
Really nice against Jug. Like, Kuro's the man to watch this match because you have that ability to completely negate the Omni Slash, the damage from Mars throughout his ultimate. He can do a lot of work. Plus the Nether Ward, you know, one of the highest rated abilities in ability draft for a reason. It is a perfect kit to play on your 5 here.
Yeah. Is it enough? Is it gonna win him the game?
I think the lack of, I think Nigma will be winning this game just because Liquid has the lack of cheap lockdown to prevent a mid to late game puck and PO combo just running throughout the entire game and just being ever so strong. So it just feels Liquid is always looking to try and win the game early. Oh, sorry, no, wait, Nigma's trying to look the game early, but this time they don't need to, they can just scale beautifully. So they kind of changed up their script going into game 3, unlike what they tried doing in game 1 and 2. So.
It really, I think, depends on who comes out of the lanes. In theory, Juggernaut should have an incredible time up top, and I believe if Mickey has a phenomenal game, he will just be able to carry this pretty much all by himself. I think it's the closest draft of this year.
That's right. These two teams matched up against each other last season. Early on, actually in week 1, they went to a game 3. Liquid took game 1, but NIGMA ended up taking the series. Is history going to repeat itself? We'll have to see as we're going to jump inside the game. Fogged. What do you think? Is this going to be a NIGMA victory? Are they going to do it again to Liquid?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely looks good for the puck. Definitely looks quite nice for the PL as well. I definitely do like their draft. I think Liquid, you know, they have to have some type of sheer confidence in the Warlock, picking it 3 times in a row for Insania. But they're gonna go for it.
5-man stacked up Liquid. They really like doing this last patch when the early nighttime change occurred. They just were one of the first teams to just start 5-manning around the map in Europe, and they're going to continue to do so here. NIGMA, of course, wise to their tricks, going to just hold a defensive 5-man themselves, or 4-man rather.
Yep. I actually I like to see the 5-mans whenever there's a jug. I actually thought we'd see like the punch back with GH because they're tag team and all that, but they're actually afraid. You know, tag team, when you're playing into that spin, it can just be completely negated. So actually good that NIGMA, I feel like, just take the more passive approach.
Still going to get to a piece? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you make of the 5-position Pugna for Kuro? We've got a 4-position Enchantress for Taiga.
I like 5-position Pugna. I think it's something that's actually a bit underrated. I think Nether Ward is an ability that people just always sleep on. It scales incredibly well. A lot of times in these team fights, you know, you're going to see heroes probably a little bit limited on mana, and that's going to be because of this Nether Ward in a lot of situations. And he's got good save. Again, I actually see Liquid having it. You know, T-Governor was actually the one who kind of like brought the idea of like how it works in my head too a couple times of when Liquid commits, they kind of have to really commit on their fights. Well, I feel like NIGMA can actually just like poke and reset and take these long duration fights a lot better. Liquid has to have some explosive initiations.
saw the double sentry placed by Kuro to be able to block out the hard camps. He actually just went impetus and is pressuring the high armor agility hero of the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, looks good. This is a good lane. I like this Mars and this Enchantress versus EO. ILTW will get slowed down a little bit here, so that's exactly what you want to be doing. And on the other side, Jug, I don't think Mick is going to get slowed down almost at all. Centaur does have a bit of a base damage advantage, but Jug's animation's just gorgeous, and he's got a Warlock behind him to boot. So that's really promising for Liquid just off of the laning.
Sorry, I paused there earlier. So Taiga did plant his own sentry, right, and found Kuro's sentry. And then I'm presuming he's going to deny this in time for the 2-minute ward. I assume so, anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
hits the level 2 as well, so yeah, he can take it out. I love that you can do this now, honestly. Just being able to kill your own wards. Even teammates being able to kill your wards, I think it's actually quite huge. They're pinging it right away. Kuroki's probably like, ILTW or me actually have to go block this hard camp, so he's probably telling ILTW to try for it, but they can't actually. Foxy as well, just blocking off the area, so hard camp is available. Taiga's gonna be real happy, and oh, he's blessed.
Nice. See, like that. All 3 of those creeps are great to use. You know, you get the Satyr, you throw around the bombs, you get the Mana Stealer, and he's actually going to farm the camp for the extra creep waves here. Boxy pulling this all the way back, a double creep wave, and is actually going to try and deny half of the creep wave here, while Taiga will address Kuro's presence.
That's really nice. It's going to mean that ILTW does get some more secure farm, but he's still dealing with the Satyr. It's still a little annoying for the blast coming through and harassing him, but he will get it to guarantee left the way that lane will now stabilize in a moment. But Boxy, if he keeps this wave here, he's going to be able to deny an entire another wave. No, the range creep left.
Oh, what?
I see this happen so much lately. Dude, the range creep just goes to the tower. He had it on him.
Okay, well, I mean, that's disastrous,
so
right?
Impactful.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal. I've seen this happen now with range creep so often where they're aggroing neutral camps and towers when you wouldn't think so. And okay, lane's gonna push now into ILTW's favor. So some fortunate stuff for NIGMA and some unfortunate stuff for Boxy a little bit here.
Yeah, and we saw also Kuro and Taiga continue to have a battle. Sentry for sentry once again. Taiga still keeping the camp open, but Kuro did manage to body block it, so there's a ton of mind games going on in this top lane, and I love to see this sort of thing because it goes to show you clearly understand how the enemy team wants to be able to play their lane, and you're coming up with ideas on how to contradict that, and then in turn they try and counter your counter, and it's just a fun little back and forth.
I love when I see just clever little things to just like win you lanes. I remember there was like a time when the people were picking like the 4/5 tinies, and they would like start tri lane in their safe lane, and they just like they do the pull, and then the tiny just sits there. It's like if you come interfere with the pull, you're getting tossed under tower and you just die. Like these kind of like tricky little things just to ensure that the pulls are not.
Long shard
again.
Quite fun. There was just a little gap to get through there, and doesn't even miss the range green with the avalanche. Takes that last hit.
Doesn't get a bottle refill though. They did not check the route for him, so GH will be able to grab one, Miracle grab the other, and Koifa, he's sad. Empty bottle, still has a good random though.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like this has happened maybe all 3 games now, where Koifa's left, he's an island here. He's getting no assistance.
Yeah, it's quite especially with what we see his bottom.
Okay, never mind. He's good. He has a healing ward. Mind control actually take a lot of damage from this bit from the Warlock.
Nice little Vanguard going to be coming up for mind control, of course. Best item you can get on most of these strength offlaters now.
Koifa's really feeling that empty bottle now. And Miracle knows it too. He's going to pressure him underneath this tower. Koifa approaches, avalanches, pulls the creep wave back. Miracle. He lands both his nukes. Koifa would get kind of low, but probably not enough to risk anything here.
Fire's courier has been slain.
He loses his courier to the tower, and those are boots, so maybe not.
Oh no!
Attention, so that's a little crippling there for Miracle, and Koifa has boots himself, so he'll be a little bit speedier in all these occasions now. The next minute or so. That's a whoopsie.
Yeah, not great. Kuro had to TP out because he was caught by Taiga's Hellbear, so he's going to be out of the lane for a bit. How's the Centaur lane? We haven't actually watched it too much with all the shenanigans going up at top, but 21-0 for the Centaur, so he's actually doing okay. Him and the
It's okay.
Phantom Lancer are not doing the best.
Yeah, he got left alone, right? GH went to go check the runes, so that's gonna happen. My control gets left for a second. You can't lane it nearly as well. This time, though, they are checking runes.
They are. Taiga, he is going to be the victim of checking said runes. Surely. Maybe not. Okay, yes, he is. They check.
If it's a miracle.
Yeah. They check with one support. NIGMA checks with two.
Yeah. Kuro, I mean, that's some patience, right? Kuro literally just waiting there. He could have lasted him. He's just like, all right, give it a miracle. And then GH comes in. He's like, no. I'm securing this kill.
Tied him up with the neutrals. Always a good play.
Sagot
Fatal
yung fatal
bonds,
bonds.
but an easy camp is a little bit less. You get him on a hard camp or something, that is a lot of damage that can come in. Foxy. So you have he's got a soul ring and a mango, so his mana is deceptively low right now. He actually does have enough for a combo, and he's really wants to keep the pressure on ILTW.
He's just dancing around. They're putting so much pressure on the tower. The Medallion Centaur with 13 armor just tanking up for this tower to take out the majority of it. It's going to die to this wave, and they're going to get Kuroki.
Yeah, you're right. This is crazy. And GH is here now. Tower is still going to be taking more damage. Miracle's going to join in here, and Foxy's going to throw down the arena, tries to get to the other side of the wall, and he does. But the coil's going to be finally expended to be able to get the kill. Looks like they may still lose it based off, or lose the tower based off the siege wagon, but we'll have to see. Once again, the Vanguard coming into play for the Centaur, allowing him to survive solo.
Yep. That's a cool play. I love it. With the Medallion, with the Enchantress, like this creep is so unbelievably tanky. They can just set up push the towers. Does get denied. Gold will be taken away from the side of Liquid, as they will look to pressure bottom anyway. My control, he's alone. They're gonna look to hurt him a little, but he's got Vanguard and he's got it.
On the other side of things, here comes Koifa.
Nice wrap.
Very good wrap, and they'll continue to keep damage on the tower now that the core is gone out of lane. That damage is not quite enough. Taiga will survive. This is why, okay, so 4 Enchantress is on my list to try out this patch, because I think we saw Taiga use it before, and it looks so good with Solar Crest. You're just insanely tanky.
Yeah, like any attention that you get, if you build Hood after Solar Crest, then it's just like attention will be drawn to you at some point, and you will probably just eat spells and not die. So great build up, and as you said, bottom with that catapult wave still alive, they just get the tower fully. Big game. Getting surrounded here though. We're waiting for an opportunity. He has coil in 2.
Can they kill him? Can they throw all their nukes? They basically have to be able to catch him in the stun here before the sounds wears out. He's not able to get off the spin. Nicely played. Spin goes off in the last second. The magic damage has already been done. Avalanche over the top is going to be able to land on a couple here. The Fatal Bonds is just between My Control and Miracle here, and they're running out of damage with Koifa. Haven't already used the Avalanche. They're just going to have to leave Insania behind. Miracle, great patience by him that nets them 2 kills.
And Kuroki, somehow, what the? Okay, I guess the bottle was still able to be refilled. He refills Miracle's bottle as he TP's mid. It looks like he does, and they do slow down a little bit of that Liquid pressure. Liquid still dominantly in the lead, as they did do so well in the lane, especially versus ILTW. So that's a big hit.
A prize.
It does feel like we have these first 2 games, and we're being able to see these 2 teams and how they play this patch on the other side of the equation, right? NIGMA this time, they've got the later game lineup with the Phantom Lancer, Liquid, they're the ones who have to take these early towers and try and pressure.
And make sure they don't give up too many kills early on, especially at Boxy. Like this setup, this ward that Kuroki just placed down, it's gonna net them a quick kill here onto this Mars.
Yeah. Oh, they used all their stuns.
Just kidding.
Tower is under attack.
And he didn't even TP base.
Yeah.
He just TP to the tower mid, so he's actually gonna be able to show up to the fight. Bit of a mistake there coming out on NIGMA using all that lockdown without coil. There was, I think, like 5 seconds till he didn't have that available. All right, that's pretty nice.
I'm so impressed by players who are able to have the wherewithal to be able to read the situation. I'm like, oh, hey, they don't have any stuns, and oh, also, I'm not panic TPing back to base. I'm also just gonna, TP out to one of the other lanes, or TP to a tier 2 or something.
Yeah, crazy conscious decision by Boxy. He's around mid for this smoke, looking to grab Kuroki. They have a catapult here, so they want to try to pressure onto the tower a little bit.
Taiga's
They're
going to
actually
be
gonna swing.
Radiant's top tower is under
using
attack.
his Centaur again. They're going to go on to Insania here. He's spotted up on the high ground and he'll probably be bursted down, but they may still be able to catch him and take out the taunt. Okay, the spear was still enough. He ended up going over the arena walls, and I was a big concern that they were going to miss out on that kill because of that awkward dyssynergy that they have, but nuke damage wasn't out.
I love seeing that interaction. I love the air spikes into the spears flying over the walls and whatnot. Quite the blink reveal coming into play right there.
Yeah.
Quick catch, and that's why they picked this Tiny this game versus the Puck, that instant disable that you can get, that instant burst. Only going to be a factor that Miracle needs to watch out for. As actually, this was kind of cool. This is very smart, but they just are passing between the ocean, between each other and the river.
Oh, okay. So, you know, Koifa, he's got enough mana now for his combo, so maybe he gives it off to somebody else at some point. That's funny.
Yeah, him and Boxy were kind of just like trading it around in the river until they had enough mana for combos when they were chasing.
Yeah, there are certain offlaners that love that mask. Mars is certainly one of them.
PL, as we said, NIGMA, it's going to be time before ILTW feels comfortable to join in. Maybe even not in the first item. Maybe we'll take that second item. So NIGMA needs to weather the storm. They need to just make sure that they don't lose this mid tower in particular, since they've lost those other towers so early on, versus this pressure that's going to be coming up from Liquid soon with this blink. And but too, he's got a haste room. Definitely can still look to make these active plays around the vision. He's just stalking GH right now.
So
GH also watching him.
The way I view the this matchup of Juggernaut Phantom Lancer, I feel like it's better for the Phantom Lancer than he used to be, because isn't both the Shard and the Aghanim Scepter like really favorable for you against PL?
Yeah, absolutely, but also Mythic can go for Battle Fury, since it's like Maelstrom is still super valuable, but the fact that he can go for Battle Fury and it's like even more value versus PL might be pretty decent for Mythic. He's got that straight up raw physical, and he will have Solar super early on.
They're gonna blow everything they have to try and take down Mike Control. Still not enough. They do have the Fatal Bonds on here with the Golem out to see if they can finish him off. The Omni Slide sneaking onto Miracle with a spin as well. No phase shift, but he does get a little bit of bumper in health. He jumps away just in time. The Fatal Bonds is still dishing out some damage, but it's not enough to get a kill anywhere until they kill the Tusk at least. Oh, Koifa with a swing managed to catch Miracle still. ILTW did show up to the fight, and they killed Boxy on the side. He attempted to TP away under tower, but it's still a win for Liquid.
Yeah, they need to turn this into tower. They really want to try to hold on to this one.
They just keep going.
Give up some more kills.
The alley-oop sends him over to Kuro. Kuro tries to keep himself alive with the drain, but eventually the suck runs out, and Taiga, he gives away the Solar Crest, and he kind of needs that extra armor right now. NIGMA do hold their tier 1 tower, though.
They do. And ILTW, as you said, he shows up with that defusal. He swings over. He's able to at least get himself a nice kill onto Boxy. Koifa, though. Man, Koifa's so hot on the Tiny lately. 5-0-1. Power runes aplenty. Great connections and combos. But yeah, tower's alive. So NIGMA, it hurts a little bit, but hey, it's all about the PL in this game, and you keep your tower alive.
Another one. GH does manage to dodge the spear with a snowball here. The Shards can give him a little bit of extra distance as well. Miracle's here, and they've actually run the team a little bit too far. They throw down the arena to be able to keep everybody out. Can that save Koifa's life? They're going to pop the Centaur ultimate here. Stampede to try and run him down even further. Koifa, blink up in a second. He's away. Boxy, not so lucky. A spear? Oh, he actually does manage to kill and a TP out as well. They don't have any more TP. Oh,
Galing.
Boxy, oh my, that might be one of the biggest highlights actually for me. Just like that ulti and just being able to turn, and he survives. That was so sick by Boxy.
The scan pinged Koifa. They know he's still here. So they have to know he's on the right-hand side. They'll see him now. Koifa, though, he blinked away before Miracle can hit him with damage, and now the Liquid, he's got backup, so they can't do anything.
Mind control, standing there, taking the mid tower, so his creeps stay alive a little longer, getting a push going. Mickey, got Battle Fury. Pretty good timing for him. He's also got the Black Liquid, but he's gonna go now.
They can burst him down, they can burst him down, they've got him. Mickey's dead.
No crowd shall cheer you.
Smooth rotations from NIGMA and Mickey. Not expecting that one to, he's not even in vision or anything. It just was them walking into him in the river there with mind control face checking.
Mind Control sees an opportunity to hit this tier 1 tower a few more times to retaliate, allowing him to chip away. Liquid starts setting up. Koifa, he found the initiation on a Miracle with a spear on through. They burst it down the mid of NIGMA. Koifa, he's in trouble, he's dead. Caught by the shard and the drain. Really good area control there from NIGMA. ILTW wants to keep it going, but he's inside the arena. The real one gets speared. Boxy finds the opening, but they don't have any damage out of it. Kuro is actually healing him up. This is troublesome for Liquid. NIGMA's looking good for this team fight. The Omni Slash bounces over. It actually sticks over the ILTW until he doppelgangers into the river. Now, Mind Control is pretty tanky, but these crits, they're choking him down. Now they're going to go for the spin, but Mickey doesn't want to overextend himself. He actually retreats, dropped the healing ward. ILTW, who tried to deal with it with an illusion, was unable to do so, so he will back up to his side as well.
Ang intense ng laban.
Understanding like the absolute best of it. Mind Control while he's running away there, his Stampede comes up, he doesn't even use it. Like he's so confident he's gonna survive because of the tankiness. Now they'll have it for the next move on NIGMA. They've done a great job of just stopping the pressure from Liquid. It's now pretty much dead even. It's bouncing between less than 1k and 1k gold advantage for Liquid, but same thing for that experience, and PL is starting to get away with a lot.
And that, yeah, that, as you were kind of alluding to there, that is kind of concerning for Liquid, right? This Phantom Lens is getting a bit bigger. Now they're going to find an opening here onto Taiga. While he's silenced, he's not able to get off that heal, so he's easily caught in Insania. He's also dead here. Those two pickoffs like that, perhaps even more, with a hook stomp landing on a Boxy. Boxy going for the TP out. The Avalanche is going to be able to cover him to get away, but it's NIGMA who take the mid tower first off of those two pickoffs.
Just with such sheer like vigor, right? They know the Warlock Golem is down, they know Omni Slash is down, they know the Mars Ult is down, so they just sheerly run right through everything to just go for that tower and go for any type of kills. And they'll get them, and they'll continue looking to go for this pressure play, continue to now grab some vision around this high ground that you usually can't quite an early time. And it's 17 minutes, so some new neutral items that they can pick up. And they'll get blessed with the absolute best neutral item in the game, in my opinion.
I got your message a little bit late. You were talking about the Nether Shawl casually on Faceless Void the entire game. Yeah, this item's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, if it fits the right game for it, you know, that item just it can change everything. You know, Void had 25% free magic resist in the entire game that he held. He even got like tier 3 items. He kept the Nether Shawl the whole game. So, yeah, it's a good item.
They also just got Vambrace as well, so they've got two different options to deal with magic damage now. Oh, hey, an ensnare from the troll catches Miracle now. An arena has caught several heroes inside. The spear doesn't actually land, hits an illusion instead. They're going to try and focus down Mind Control. Mind Control, 3 more seconds until a Stampede is up. Omni Slash, Snowball, they can Stampede off of this as well. There they go, running away. The gold's going to be dropped. They do manage to still bring down Mind Control. Taiga is going to be swept up. The swarm of illusions from ILTW as he looks for the second support. This one's Insania, but he's actually got to get out of here. There's a lot of magic damage being dealt right now. He jumps to the other side of the river. The Fatal Boss on the real one. He finishes up Insania, but his life may be forfeit. Is a long toss over. Boxy is thrown in and finishes him off with a spear. Now they're going to catch GH as well. The Fatal Bonds shows where Kuro is, so Koifa, he takes him out as well. Okay, the toss not quite enough, but Kuro, he's unlikely to go anywhere here. Miracle, you're all alone, my friends. I don't think he can do much.
Fight continues to just impress so much this game, this series. He just seems to always find the right target, gets the puck, Stampede comes off, he resets, waits for his Blink Dagger, gets the jump on the Stampeding Centaur that's trying to escape, gets the cleanup. And Mickey, during the entirety of it, he's just hitting the PL. He's actually cleaving down those illusions, so they're not able to actually overwhelm the fight. Great execution coming out from Liquid.
Yeah, between Limp's performance on Tiny earlier, I mean, he's a tiny god, but like now Koifa showing how strong this hero is as well. Definitely feels like Tiny is going to make a comeback this patch.
Yeah, and I at first, like, I'm still not super like fond of it in like the support role, but when I see it in this mid role, I'm definitely liking how much it can do, especially versus Puck. That instant disable, it's always going to be a big factor. I want to say that Miracle didn't have the Nether Shawl on him there. I believe he still had Faded Roach, so he actually gets popped because he doesn't have that extra magic resist. Now he'll have it, so now it'll be a little bit tougher for Koifa to just remove Miracle from the fights. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I couldn't really click on every time he died so quickly.
Yeah. Of course, all that started with him denying the ward, but inside of the pit, NIGMA actually going to try and force something out of Liquid right now. Now, Taiga putting himself on the front lines. He is a tanky boy. He's got Vanguard, he's got Solar Crest, and he's got his heal going. So he can just serve. He's like a weird tank where he just kind of like walks in casually and gets a bunch of information. Stampede's going to go down. They spotted Insania. Oh, he dies so fast. And in fact, Juggernaut, Mickey, he said as well potentially if they can finish him off. He's trying to spin. The healing ward kept him up a little bit longer. He actually kind of going back in with the Omni Slash going up. He's bouncing around. ILTW losing all of his illusions. He's down to about a third, but a stop comes in. ILTW hits a monster swing that managed to finish off Mickey. The fatal bonds with the avalanches bring NIGMA low though in Liquid. They will still triumph in this fight, even as they've lost their carry and are unable to hunt down NIGMA's. ILTW gets out alive. It's a win for Liquid.
Holy moly. Beautiful stun from Mind Control, but doesn't matter. Liquid, they're able to hold themselves there. They did get the kill onto that Juggernaut, though, and ILTW does get away, but still some crazy fight back that Liquid somehow bringing out.
Oh, yeah, insane. Like, if he doesn't hit that stomp, then they don't kill Mickey. Very likely, I feel like they're going to lose ILTW as a result. And Liquid probably takes Roshan as well off of that, but all because of that stop, it means Liquid don't get a ton out of that team fight.
Yep. And now Koikfa, just continuing to do all these impressive moves in these last fights, just the constant resets and Abba tosses he's getting. He finds himself another Shaw 2, and he's got an Echo Saber, and he's level 16, so he is still having a phenomenal time of the shutdown Miracle.
That's not the snowball you wanted. Hey, Boxy. I like that. He pump fakes it just a second there, realizing, okay, I don't want to shoot him over the cliff or anything. Let me wait until he's closer to the ground before I spear him.
This is going to start being problematic for ILTW. Like, Taiga almost has Crimson Guard. And that's going to be able to block out all that illusion damage. Mika is doing a great job of cleaning it all up. Koikfa's going to be able to clean up illusions easily, too, because of this Echo Saber. Let it feel a little hard for the PL, even though they have this great scaling. I think Liquid's starting to get some good solutions.
Stampede's going to go off. They managed to get the spear onto Miracle, but they don't have any damage because they're inside of the pit right now. The fight is pretty split. The Golem and the Arena are now down. They didn't get any kills for it, and Roshan wasn't finished up either. Liquid with an awkward initiation there, and it might have just spoiled things for them. They may be 5,000 net worth up, but they don't have a way to be able to fight just right now.
They may even smoke on the side of NIGMA because they have this coil available. They don't have Stampede, but they've got some great ways to catch.
Okay,
he's going to be on the front. Taiga is going to try to catch it.
Yeah, he's going to do all game long, right? Like, he wants to be right in the middle of everybody if possible. NIGMA rotating all the way around here. And they could potentially catch him. Taiga is still going to break the smoke first here. ILTW not quite sure what to do with this Enchantress. Look at this upheaval positioning from Insania, slowing down Mind Control. GH is going to roll out of there to the right-hand side. They're going to focus on Boxy for now, but if Eula Scepters and a blink is up, he's going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, Koikfa stuck inside the coil by himself. Almost managed to blow up GH. Black Drain sucking him with his life away. Koikfa is going to go down. He does have a buyback and immediately expends it, as well as GH. Chasing down the Witchblade. Now going for Boxy at half health. He will manage to retreat and reset things. NIGMA, a big 5-on-5 clash, but they both walk away. One casualty and a buyback. They are ready for another 5-on-5.
If they can catch Koikfa again, that's going to be everything. Around that Roche, she's going to be dead for such a long time. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that NIGMA is looking for here, is ILTW feeling very strong, very confident.
Doppelganger's up ahead, but oh no! No, the spear! It got taken from the Centaur instead of ILTW. He's still in trouble. The Fate of Bonsound is there. Kuro trying to heal him up as best as possible. Stamp landing on the Koikfa. Koikfa at half health, but he's going to be fine. NIGMA, they know this team fight is bad for them. ILTW, he gets tossed up. He doesn't manage to TP away. Neither does Mind Control. It was an opportunity for NIGMA to put a stamp on this game. ILTW courageously just runs up the high ground, and it's a disaster for them.
Very courageously. Very bold move from him just charging in. Yeah, that was just weird. Liquid just got like the dream setup. They're able to just get the bars on all. They get the walk move, but it just has some great positioning.
Right into play.
Almost caught Miracle there, but not quite. As yes, it's that fine line we always talk about, right? Right, Bog?
Yep. If you pass the line, you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liquid Liquid gets that one handed to him, and Tiger's build is absolutely working. You know, he breaks the smokes. He's just running in the front lines. Gonna have Crimson Guard for the next upcoming fight too. And now they've got an 8k gold lead. This Jug now gets the secondary item to counteract that PL. He's got the Maelstrom.
Looking at the way,
Shard. But either way, he'll probably get it if they're playing for a second road timing or something like that. Or he'll get it next.
looking at the way that they're scaling, does this cause you to reevaluate the Phantom Lancer's ability to carry this game? Because I see this as like maybe the Juggernaut by himself can't outcarry the Phantom Lancer, but Point Bug is doing a lot of AoE damage. We've now got, you know, like this Mars is pumping out. It seems like together they kind of can answer the Phantom Lancer threat, like the Crimson Guard you were talking about. There's a lot of problems for him.
Absolutely. When they have this type of gold lead, yeah, I think if the gold ever gets to like a leveled out kind of point, then it's going to start becoming a lot harder because that PL and even the rest of his heroes are going to be a lot tankier. But the fact right now that Jug can just hold his ground and he has the other two cores able to contribute and they have the Crimson Guard now and Enchantress, it's going to make ILTW flag W a lot harder. These illusions won't be as rampant until he has heart. The Mars and the Tiny, they can kill those illusions.
Yeah. The hard timing may change things quite a lot for NIGMA. We'll have to wait and see though. Level 20, mid-game. Going for that Aghanim Scepter next.
How's the farm going? I was checking. Okay, Kuroki's the one getting the most of it. He's just got Aetherlands and he's going for Aghanims. There's no type of ways to really buff up besides Medallion.
Oh, dual Sages jumps in. Yeah, they're going straight for it. They said GH is a kill. That's fine enough. Oh, that's why. He was the one who bought that class team fighter. Forgot about that. So, yeah, of course Boxy's going to go for that kill. That is a killer move.
They can just snipe and they can keep working on this melee Rex too. I don't think NIGMA can stop this at all.
No.
They gotta just watch.
Yeah.
Fortunately, careful to not get tossed back too. Like, but definitely find an opportunity.
Yeah. Fortunately for NIGMA, they do still have tier 2s up on the sides. So it's not like Liquid can immediately go high ground again, but at the same time, I only see Phantom Lancer farming during this time, so he's the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one getting anything, and Mickey, now he has the Mjolnir, so even better solution versus all those PL illusions. It's starting to look very difficult for ILTW to carry this team on his back by himself. He needs the help from his other two cores, but his other two cores, they've been getting addressed. Miracle always getting gone on, Mind Control, low, the Enchantress now in network too. They're definitely struggling.
Taiga preemptively pops the heal, and he face checks it, and he's right. He can survive through this one. The spear, it lands. ILTW with an Omni Slash on him as well. A 1-2 punch that takes out the carry of NIGMA. They're going to hunt for more. Koifa tosses Kerr up in the air. They still have some buybacks left on the side of NIGMA, but it potentially is a last stand for them here. Oh, look at Mind Control.
He needs to start cutting creep waves.
Yeah.
They're gonna end the game before our PL is ever in a position to actually play a little bit better now. Still buy some time, perhaps.
It's a great play. If they cut both of these waves, top and middle, then they will save the Phantom Lancer's buyback as long as they don't get caught here. No.
There's two creeps in the
Two creeps.
They survived. And
And
use them.
Foxy?
Of course.
I'm not sure if he has enough damage by himself. He'll do a lot to Miracle for sure, and it'll keep him busy for a while, but eventually he's going to be able to phase shift to Blink. Let's see if Boxy can keep pace. No, he's not even going to try. He's like, all right, I did my job. My team is hitting the mid lane. There's no cores there. There's nobody at home right now. The door has been kicked in. Mickey is raiding the entire living room right now.
And Koifa continues to just chase Mind Control around, be annoying, just combo him every time he does show himself. And yeah, they'll likely finish this one up, but PL is respawning.
Yeah.
See?
And then they're going to be in kind of deep. Fuel Scepter, they're going to catch him with the green again. They will. ILTW just TP'd in and may just get 100 to 0. The snowball actually got him out of the arena. What a save from GH. Does that keep him alive? It does. ILTW will be allowed to reset and heal. That's not the end of the game just yet, but it was damn near close to it.
My God, honestly, Boxy is just... Like, between him and Koifa, I actually don't know who's the MVP of this game right now. They're both just having such incredible individual performances. With Boxy, he's been the one to catch this PL time and time again, and I think combining the shard is actually really cool. I think this burn and this extra slow that works for his PL is actually quite nice, being able to catch two heroes too. It's working out great.
Big problem with Phantom Lancer, right, is he's got so many illusions. Sometimes they take the spear, 2 targets means a better chance of being able to hit the real Phantom Lancer. And yeah, I mean, ILTW, to be honest, NTPing in that aggressively, I feel like they can't be your play, but GH's snowball was very cute and got ILTW away to safety there.
I feel like he's thinking that he's just a lot more like elusive than he really is versus this Tiny and this Mars. Yeah. Liquid have kind of just put a stop to that over and over again. These two are just really having such a good game for themselves, and they're level. He's level 20. He's actually higher level than both.
Yeah, seriously. And now he's got the extra spear stun duration, so watch out for that one.
All right, that massive heal.
Yeah, all the creeps are going to be maxed up. They're all trucking real fast, too. Drops a bottle as he pops the double damage. He says, thank you very much, Koip. I'm going to use this DD for us to be able to take the tier 3. The spear comes out, going... Oh, mind control. He's going to be forced to use the Stampede there. Mickey actually keeping pace. Forced to use the Stampede there. Mickey actually keeping pace, but he doesn't want to overextend himself. They do have the active Tether and the foil. The Stomp is there as well. Mickey's getting low. Can they finish off? They do. He falls. Now the BKBs from both Boxy and Koip are going to try and hold out on this team fight. ILTW, though, he's going to start burning away their mana. ILTW's got to be careful of this real hero. They caught the real one. Yule Scepter, can they get the spear? They do. Does Koip have the damage behind it? No, they call for a reset. They say, get out of here, guys. It's time to go. We've lost our carry in Mickey. Let's not push this too far. They may try and go back in, though. The arena, they're going to be able to catch him. Foxy, you're insane. He goes in, tries to take out Kuro, and he does. Maybe they can catch Miracle as well with the toss up in the air. Almost managed to get him. ILTW stuck inside the shard. GH, oh no, he's holding back his own carry as Miracle does manage to get away to the side. Foxy.
Taiga takes 0 damage.
Taiga has taken 0 damage whatsoever. It is giving time for Boxy and Koipa to be able to find their openings back into the team fight. They've got fatal bonds on ILTW. Playing it slow. Boxy now jumping in. Oh. Does manage to get the spear on the GH, but the real problem is he's been burned out of mana now by ILTW. He's taking very little damage, but bit by bit they will work him down. Unless they can do something here, he's actually going to just go ahead and pop BKB, teleport out. They had nothing to deal with that one. Insania, we thought maybe somebody needed his help. Would be terribly wrong about that. The other 3 lasted for like 45 seconds by themselves in Insania without dying. You show up 2 seconds later, you're dead.
NIGMA has to just throw everything out onto one hero, and then the rest are just too tanky. And Taiga, Foxy, and Koikba, these 3 together, they don't have the damage at all. They can whittle down their mana and whatnot with the ILTW, but they're having severe damage issues once they just take out that one target. And Mickey, you can see how important he is, but his teammates are just having such a good game, Foxy and Koikba, that they're able to actually stand toe-to-toe with PL.
Yeah, this is kind of just how Liquid plays Dota, right? Is that Mickey may be a great carry, but they seem to try and put the emphasis on each one of their cores, and sometimes even Taiga, to be able to carry games, and we're certainly seeing the power of Boxy and Koifa in this one. Is 30-18 NIGMA. It's a rough game 3 for them. Potential loss. They have to take some risks here to be able to change the game state. They're going to smoke up. Look at this positioning from Boxy, though. Kuro, he plays the ward on the high ground, sees, okay, that's where the Mars was. We're still going to try and do this Roshan, but are they going to be able to do it fast enough?
Everyone's back up on the side of Liquid. Taiga, he's about to go face check him.
They're going to smoke up now. Taiga. Gotta get in there soon. Roshan actually only at half health. Taiga's gonna go in. Okay, they get the information. They know the real Phantom Lancer is here. Jumps outside of the pit. Miracle is forced to go for the silence. They're gonna be able to blow up the game. They do. He has no buyback. This could be a big win for NIGMA. Boxy playing it out inside the arena, but again, he can't really do a whole much against ILTW, so he just has to BKB TP out. Taiga, oh, stuck in the shards. That's a good one, GH. That combo, they'll work down Taiga as well. As tanky as they are, they need Mickey to do the damage.
2 times now they've got him perfectly. Axe, coil, the silence, the coverage, everything. And they literally focus absolutely everything on him. ILTW now, that part's on mine. So the Tiny and the Mars don't actually kill out those illusions. They actually 2 racks down and somehow just to win a nice fight finally around the Roche. And that's going to be the shard for free, right, for ILTW? And they'll have an Aegis and Cheese to boot. They still have some hopes in this game.
Yeah, certainly. I think the shard adds so much to this Phantom Lancer when a large part of this game, right, is them being able to burn out the mana of Boxy and Quitva. Like, they may not be able to kill them very quickly, but if you just take away their mana, then they don't have any offensive capabilities left.
Yeah, and he might just be able to overwhelm them. If they can keep getting these initiations, it's really going to be everything. Like, Mickey just has to be a little bit more careful about how he goes into the front. I think they're going to have Quitva and Boxy just even playing like the Siegers, like when they're hitting buildings, they might be the ones who have to do it, and then Mickey follows up. Yeah, if this happens like 1 or 2 more times, Liquid's going to be in trouble. And this, like, it's every little thing coming in together too. Like, I actually didn't get to point it out, but Miracle found the ceremonial robe. So the status resistance, the magic resistance that's coming in, that little bit of extra control, it's everything for Speed. Kuro giving us a little smile. Finally.
Not too often you get to see emotion out of that man. When you do, it's 10 times sweeter as a result.
Right, when you have that feeling, you know, you're at this big deficit, you know, 2 racks is down, and you get that type of play. It's like, wow, we just back-to-back killed their carry. When we're this far behind, you got it.
Yeah. And that means this game could change quite a lot, as you said, with the shard pickup soon. If they get Aghanim Scepter from the Centaur, they get Butterfly as well. Like, that is an immense amount of damage mitigation that they can get. You know, you've got the 40% damage mitigation from Stampede if the Omni Slash goes down. You've also got the Butterfly Mischance available as well.
They're going to hit some really big timings right here, too. Like, Puck, Miracle, we haven't really decided anything because he just got kind of this whole gold influx just now. He has 4,600, so he can even go for some big impact item, maybe even something like a Hex, maybe he goes for Refresher, I'm not sure which one it's going to be. But he can go for some more type of control to just keep going for this jug. And if they do, like we said, if they do this like 1 or 2 more times, Liquid might just lose the game.
Yeah, and I think why it's actually kind of unfortunate for NIGMA, the fact that they do have this technical pause that's happening right now, because it does allow Liquid to, in a way, reset their mindset, talk about what's going wrong in the team fight, and gank Miracle. And gank Miracle! Oh, man!
Your keyboard's not working? NIGMA won't be able to get the Roche at the least, but Liquid getting a kill that's quite unlikely probably. If the pause didn't happen, they're able to set themselves up, get their idea in. Alright, they do get a kill.
And this now for the Pugna. So that's a damn decent upgrade there for sure. As you said, able to play the back line with the additional cast range that he's getting from both the neutral item and the Aether Lens.
Yeah, that'll definitely be nice. He's probably not going to be anywhere near the fight at this point. He should be able to keep his distance nicely. Yeah, this is huge though. Cheese also on mind control kind of perfectly fits the Centaur. He has 2,590 HP, 2,500 health heal. As he's been kind of tanking up, and he's been dropping low in a lot of the fights. Like if he just gets his first heal and he can reinitiate, it can be pretty big for NIGMA. What's the shift down? Let's see. So it's like nearing like 16k gold lead, nearing 20 plus experience lead, down to 10k gold lead, 10k experience lead, and that win probability is 7% for NIGMA now.
Yeah, from what was pretty close to 99% before. NIGMA, you've got a chance.
Liquid. After he dies, he buys A on this. He's like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Enough of your foolishness. He's not going to go for some super selfish or greedy item. He's going to go for the safe route.
Yeah, that's fair. And really, does he need to do that much damage, right? Like, as long as he's surviving and getting off, like, a good enough coil, ILTW can pull a lot of the weight.
Yeah, and it's like, he's hitting level 20 as well, too, so it's like, your talents all just start becoming that much better when you're there, so he wants to survive a long time in fights. So yeah, this makes sense. Multiple different silences now that he's got the talent with double talent, silence duration, and the cooldown. Can definitely be a big factor versus that jug.
Looking ahead a little bit, I've seen this a couple times, the critical strike on Phantom Lancer. I think it was after like the Doppelganger CD got nerfed a little bit. Do you still go the cooldown, in your opinion, or do you like the increased damage?
Ooh. I don't know if he need the damage? That's the only thing I'm questioning, right? Like, with the way that they killed the jug 2 times, I think he might be feeling that if he could just amass an army, he might not need it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, it's gained a lot. feel like I just see most people.
Alright, well, the double golem drop with the Aghanim Scepter, that'll add something here. If they can get Insania to level 20, that will be some additional AoE stuns they could really use.
And it's changed the way the interval does work. I actually haven't gotten to see it in practice, what that interval even means. I'll be completely honest with you, so looking forward to seeing it too.
Yeah, does that, I'm gonna assume that means they chain stun.
That's what it looks like. That's what I didn't actually test.
Alright, creeps are inside the base. They gotta make sure they don't want to have to blow their glyph or anything like that if fast assault comes in. So they come back to their base, make sure that Liquid aren't gonna do anything crazy here.
Pretty huge item, neutral item that Liquid was able to get on mid-game. He's got a Minotaur horn. This can be something to bail him out of some tough situations where he's just like, he's getting coiled and silenced and everything like that, but if he's not silent, or if he's not coiled during the stun duration, he can get that Minotaur, he can turn, potentially save himself in a lot of situations now.
Yeah, it may mean that you don't have to, you can still Omni-Slash out of coil, is that correct? Okay, so it means in this situation he doesn't necessarily have to spin to be able to try and get off his Omni-Slash or something immediately afterwards. He could just, okay, I'm kind of coil and I'm silenced.
He can just insta-click it, yeah. He can just protect himself completely from like the chain stun and the burst that can come out. Then that's really seems like it's the name of the game. Just keep himself alive a little bit longer, just so he can not get 100 to 0.
50 seconds. NIGMA are not, seemingly anyway, they're not forcing anything with the remnants of this Aegis. Maybe they will, but it's cutting it a little close.
Yeah, it really is. They got a lot of farm, but actually, the gold actually kind of started swinging. Gold and experience started swinging in Liquid's favor after the rush. So.
All right, well, Aegis is going to expire. They do get very close to level 25, and seems like ILTW really wants that.
Yeah, he bought the tome, or someone fed him the tome there. He just want to be able to get that talent online.
And of course, Liquid, they know exactly when the Aegis expires, so they're going to smoke up, see if they can surprise NIGMA, catch him right as the Aegis expires in an awkward position. Of course, NIGMA's already well prepared for this, I feel like, in some ways. They're playing around each other. They know the likelihood of Liquid trying to make a smoke play at this point. Overwhelming link for Boxy.
They gotta be careful on this high ground here. Miracle
smoked up. Miracle does manage to get a 3-man coil. ILTW, he's gonna go in on this one. He's gonna try fatal bonds. He's poking at him, but Arena's gonna go down, try and protect him. They do manage to get Miracle, but GH with the counterpoint with the snowball. Omni-Slash trying to mind control. Will manage to take him out, but he does have a buyback. Miracle should be able to jump away, no problem. Boxy chases after him with the overwhelming blink. ILTW starts burning away some of that mana. Miracle's quite low. So is Kuro. Koifa right on top of both of them. It will manage to take out Kuro, but the phase shift of Miracle allows him to be able to get away. ILTW keeps on going in, but is being rebuked every single time. Speaking of rebuke, a big God's rebuke comes in, takes out GH. Number of buybacks coming in is Liquid. Start retreating back a little bit. A two-man stomp coming out from Mind Control. In the back lines, Miracle got super low with the phase shift and actually does get wiped out. He couldn't play fast enough. The spin damage came in, tossing Mind Control back inside of them, but the snowball, it holds him in. Can he blink out? Can they reset? They're actually going to go in for his ILTW, assaulting the back line. Midcade's getting burned out of his mana bit by bit. ILTW getting lower and lower. He can't deal with the spin. They've got to get him out now, but he can't. He's going to buy back. They've got to be able to win this on a second coil. Surely NIGMA can hold this now. A second round of fights, but another arena comes in. A snowball going out. He picks up Miracle, tries to get him out, but ILTW fighting alone by himself. Doppelganger's in, going for Insania, but he's not doing any damage to Midcade. Nigga with his spin. He's outputting so much. They're trying to heal ILTW. He's running himself away in Siege Wagon. He's trying to get out, trying to disguise himself as best as possible, but his allies are dead. All he's got is his captain now. It's him against the rest of Liquid. Are they going to be able to keep this going? It looks like Liquid, they're going to call for a breather real quick. Midcade's a bit low. Heal up.
Wow. I mean, these fights are so crazy, but I'm just still staring at Boxy. I love the build that he goes for the overwhelming blink versus PL2. He just like instantly wipes the illusions off the fight with just a blink and a rebuke. He keeps just resetting and getting so many off. I still have the tab up open to show how many spells were casted. 9 rebukes in the fight, 3 spears, 3 avalanches, 4 tosses. Like the amount of spell usage that was going on in this fight because of positioning. and just survive the ability. Liquid, they just tank up like 6 healing words, 6 on every single teammate from Lysania just sitting in the back line. And now the jump.
Pushing them away. They're going to try and get Megas here while everybody of NIGMA is still dead. Yule Scepter and Aeon Disc already popped from Kuro. He's in trouble, maybe leaving ILTW to his own devices here. Kremfly turned around, bit of suck, tries to get out of the trees. He'll be okay. Foxy getting a little bit low here. ILTW, he knows they have to face up against Megas anyway, so there's no sense in risking his own life. They're going to have to play for the extreme comeback now.
I don't feel like they have damage though in the fights. Like if this Warlock's able to just sit in the back, like I said, Insania casted 6 Shadow Wards on his entire team. Like just looking at the math numbers, it's insane amounts of healing that he just did for everybody. That was such a well executed fight by Liquid. NIGMA trying to fight back with so many buybacks.
They caught him again. They may have just gotten him. No! A stomp comes in from mind control, protecting ILTW with the Omni Slash. It's sticking with mind control. He can't run. Mickey. He stays on top of Mickey has had his mana burned away. He delivers himself 3 mangoes to try and deal with this one. The snowball rolling on through. They're going to deal with Mickey. See if they can punch him up. See if they can possibly break the coil, but they can't quite do it. They're burning him out, but he pops the mangoes, pops the spin, and now ILTW's in trouble. As the AoE damage comes raining in, he pops the doppelganger, dodge got Drew, but they found the real one almost instantly. Taiga laying out the pure damage. Mickey hot on his toes. They try and get him out. Doppelganger, the spear doesn't quite land, but one final shot. No! It's a Crepify. They're actually going to get him back to safety, but will it matter? Liquid taking down the tier 4. They're chopping away at the throne. Keep your allies alive. We don't care. We take the buildings. We take the 2-1, and Liquid, they get revenge for last season's series against NIGMA. They take this series 2-1.
Okay. Good night, guys. That's all for today.